No. Yeah.
Welcome back, Weenie.
Man, my bad. Hey, so I really tweaked because I set the time at 7, and then I think I forgot that I needed that extra 30 minutes and didn't go to change it. And that's on me. My bad. I come setting up. I'm like, oh shit, it still say 7. So I'm sorry to everybody that was in here at 7. Expecting me to start. That was completely my fault. Human being, my bad, man. Yeah, that was on me. I tweaked super hard. I forgot to go back and change it. I honestly think I made it 7, and in my mind I already thought it was 7:30, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be back by 7:30. Somebody said I fell asleep. I did not fall asleep. No, I was out. I had to make a run, and I wasn't gonna be back in time, so I knew I needed that extra 30 minutes. But how y'all feeling, man? It's Friday. We got some fun stuff tonight, not all a bunch of serious stuff. I hope everybody, I don't know, I think a lot of people in here did not see the stream yesterday. It was fun. If y'all missed it, watching Naruto. That's funny because Naruto is one of the animes I probably will never get around to. Please don't hold that against me. But I don't know. I honestly, though, if I get through everything that I really want to see, I might go to Naruto. I just, nothing about it is appealing to me. I've seen some fight scenes that look decent, but I'll probably get to it at some point. I ain't going to say never. At some point, I'll get to it. But we ain't going to waste too much time. So, first, since it's really short, I want to watch this Michael Jackson trailer. Wait, this a teaser. Oh, I guess. He said, I don't blame you. I saw the streaming crew there earlier today. Thank you. Yeah, that was fun. We're gonna. So this is a little insider. We're gonna do those streams once a month. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Y'all the first to know. We're gonna try to do those streams once a month, all 4 of us. That's gonna be the goal. We're gonna need help coming up with a name. So if y'all got name ideas, basically a podcast, a 1-month podcast, monthly podcast. If y'all want to help us come up with a name, we need help naming it. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be a repeat. We had hella fun, so we might as well make it work, Yeah. So if y'all got names, shoot me ideas. But yes, there is a Michael. What's good, Leo? There is a Michael Jackson trailer for the new Michael Jackson biopic. Namer Random said the Nigga Avengers. I was like, I don't think that'll fly. I don't know if that'll work. But Michael Jackson, the biopic, the trailer just released, I believe, yesterday. I've seen everybody talking about it. And for those that don't know, you probably could notice now that if y'all look at my little stream avatars, the only one that's ever Michael Jackson is me. So that for those that do not know that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Michael Jackson is my inspiration for dance. Like just musically, I'm like a really, really big, like, you know how people be like, they'll never say anything bad about an artist. Like you got the Beehive and the Barbs and shit. Like, yeah, I'm part whatever the fuck Michael got, that's me. Don't mention that Flex movie. That shit, no, that don't count. You didn't even say the Jackson family. You didn't even say the Jackson American Dream movie. You went to the damn Flex movie. Nobody acknowledges that movie. But yes, Michael Jackson was my childhood, like my idol. You know what I'm saying? Elbert, you get it. Like I ride or die Mike. Like there's nothing you could tell me about that man. So no, Prince, don't talk to me about Prince. Prince is not Mike. I'm sorry. I respect Prince to the utmost, but he is not Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. Kill me if you want to. No, don't do that. But yeah, I'm not a big Prince fan. I respect Prince, but I'm not. It's Mike all day. So this, I'm really happy to see a Michael Jackson biopic, hopefully done well, since he's been gone for a long time. All the other ones we had was while he was still alive. Exactly. There'll never be another Mike. There'll never be another Mike. So Mike is different. Yeah, y'all. I don't even know if I could grant anybody Mike is a better artist. I don't think I could grant anybody. I don't even think I could rock with that. If you love Prince, you love Prince, but Prince can't dance like Mike. I know that's one thing he got over him. You feel me? But yeah, man. So I held off on watching this trailer. Chris would have been Mike without the case. I held off on watching this trailer just so I could watch it in real time. So let's see. Prince is a GOAT. Mike is the GOAT. There's the difference.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this. The tracks are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top.
I heard Bohemian Rhapsody good, so if the producers of that is a part of this, maybe this will be, they'll be decent.
This is your story.
What did Antoine Fuqua do? What did he do? I think he did something. Oh, he did Training Day, one of my favorite movies ever. Oh, he got a decent look. Oh, Antoine Fuqua did. He's doing Michael, Training Day. He did Equalizer, Emancipation, Tears of the Sun, Southpaw, The Guilty, Hannibal, What's My Name, Stans. Oh, he did the Stans movie or part of it. He got some misses in here. Bullet Train, Infinite, Brooklyn's Finest, Southpaw, Olympus Has Fallen, The Magnificent Seven. I got a little decent catalog. Chris is not Michael Jackson, but if there's ever going to be another Michael Jackson, it would be Chris Brown. He's never going to be Mike. It's like, no, I don't think anybody could ever be Mike, but if there's going to be somebody that's close, it would be Chris Brown. Oh yeah, with Jason Weaver. Yeah, the American Dream Michael Jackson movie is decent. It's decent. It's not bad, but now we have his whole life,
Honor your past. So you wanna be and embrace the.
Hey, he look good.
Honor your
fuck
past.
What is happening? Get this off my screen. So what is happening?
And embrace the future. That's what people want.
Hey, it looks good. Like they did good on this makeup. We gonna get every video. They gonna give us the videos, man. Okay, that look bad. Yo, I'm getting chills.
Can you lower the lights for me, please?
Oh,
this don't look too great. And I told Watts sent me a screenshot of this. They overdid the nose. He said, "I'm dick riding." They overdid this nose. They overdid his nose. They overdid the nose. Neymar, I'm fucking crying. He said, "I'm dick riding." It's like heaven and earth. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, but remember, in here,
yeah, they overdid that nose.
Feet still, my man.
It looks good though. Like, that was fire. They out of spins. It's just called Michael. They should have called it the King of Pop. They should have called it the King of Pop. But I'm not mad at Michael. But it should have been called the King of Pop. Ah, I wanted more. That wasn't enough.
I know you.
Oh, you didn't like the nose?
Time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was yeah.
The tracks are made.
I wonder if they're gonna go into his light skin phase. I didn't see. Maybe I missed it. It looked like they only got
are ready.
brown mic.
Let's take it from the top.
Neighbor, you gotta chill.
This is your story.
I'm not mad at April. That's not too far. I just gotta stay alive. Hey, that was Nia Long. Nia Long is playing his mom.
Honor your past.
That's oh shit. Oh man. I wonder if they're gonna go into the abuse and shit. Okay, you got that. We got that version of light skin Mike, but it looked like we ain't gonna get to. Oh, we did get bad. Yeah, that's bad, Mike. They showed a lot of the music. I wonder what they're gonna do about the story. This looks like Michael Jackson.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
The voice is
Okay,
perfect too.
but remember,
the voice is perfect.
In here, keep those feet still, my man.
The voice is perfect. Nia Long was so bad in Friday. Yeah, Nia Long was perfection in Friday. She sure was. Damn, that truly was a teaser. That was the definition of a teaser for real. Cause that definitely made me want to see more. That wasn't a real trailer. Like they only
Look at my
it just looked like
Jesus.
fuck. They just got into the music bag. Oh man, I want more. You human being, you talking about the Jackson 5 movie? I got one of his his Live in Bucharest DVD. I think that was after Dangerous? No. Was it after Dangerous? I think it was the Dangerous tour. Yeah, it might have been the Dangerous tour. That's what I got. The American Dream is just so fucking long, man. I don't that shit is long. But I do watch it. If ever I see it, if it's ever on, I'll watch it. But just like The Temptations too, that's another biopic I fucking love is The Temptations. I love that movie. And I just recently saw the New Edition joint. That was fire too. The New Edition biopic was fire. I really liked it. They did really good with that shit. Nia Long is bad in general. She's so beautiful. Facts. The one with the claymation crazy fans and him doing I'm bad as a bunch of kids. Wait, you talking about the Moonwalker movie? Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. This would be the biopic that would be discussed for ages in a positive light, Oscar worthy. How you figure, bro? First of all, shout out to Ranger for being in the fucking chat, man. Shout out, man, my boy. I ain't seen you so long. Appreciate you for coming. But it do look good. But I need to see more. But it does look good. And like you said, hopefully, I'm assuming, especially if his family's involved, they're not gonna make him look like a piece of shit. You know, even if they touch on the controversies, it should be overall a good experience for MJ fans because I think today you don't have a film that makes Michael look good except for the fucking This Is It video, which was him just prepping for that tour. You know, I think you're talking about Moonwalker. It's where it's where the extended version of Smooth Criminal is, and he's saving the little girl. And was Joe Pesci the bad guy? I think it was Joe Pesci or somebody that looked like Joe Pesci. Yeah, appreciate you, Sabri. Yeah, make sure y'all like the stream, man. Michael was running around on set, and there was a weird skit before each song. That sounds like Moonwalker. That's Moonwalker. I feel like the direction and the people involved, this would be the one, and I know they would touch on what couldn't be touched on in the past biopics. That's a fact. This should look fire. Yeah, I gotta watch it again. I gotta watch it again. I'm gassed.
I know
I'm
you've been
gassed.
waiting a long time for this.
I'm gassed. I can't fucking wait.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready. Let's take it from the top. This is your story.
Go James. The only reason fuck. It won't pause. I'm trying to pause it. This shit not catching up. So, the only reason I say it'd be better than Ray, because I just think Michael has just so much in his life that can be touched on. They can either hit the high points and brush over some of it. So I don't know. It's just so much with Mike, and I just think it'll be more entertaining. You know, Ray, of course, had great music, but it's just so much with Mike that can be covered that it almost inevitably will be better than Ray. I'm sorry. You know, it's just, Ray was phenomenal, but I think a lot of that was because of Jamie Foxx's performance. But just purely the music that you're gonna, everybody, no matter how much you hear Mike's music, it'll never feel old or you feel like you heard it too much. And you're gonna have that same feeling when you hear that shit on fucking, in a movie. The sound is gonna be great. You're gonna have somebody doing the moves that look just like him. Oh man, I think that shit this experience, I think, for this is gonna be different, bro. Yeah, there was a Michael Jackson musical. They still doing it, actually. They still do the tour. But I'm mad. I fucking miss it every time they come to my city. I fucking miss it every time. It never works out that I can go. But they're still doing it, actually. It's still going. They just get a different mic, I think, every time it goes around.
So you wanna be starting something
And embrace the future.
Yeah, I think the acting is gonna be on point because, like I said, even like Jason Weaver did good, but like, you know, the acting wasn't on point for like everybody, every age phase of Michael in the American Dream. The Flex movie, we're not talking about that, you know. So I think, man,
That's what people want.
Q, can you lower the lights for me, please?
Okay, but remember,
this is
in
supposed to be
here,
Quincy Jones.
keep those feet still, my man.
I can't fucking wait. Oh my God. Yo. Oh God. I cannot fucking wait to see this damn movie. Oh my God. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself, y'all. I be tripping every time I gotta listen to see Mike. I be losing my shit. I did like the NWA biopic, especially the actors who played the rappers, but a lot of that movie was straight up bullshit just to make Dr. Dre look like a superhero. I really liked NWA's movie too. That shit was, I really liked it, and it did make Dre look like he was the god of the group. But maybe you know more, Leo. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know super in depth in NWA's story. So if that wasn't an accurate depiction, then that's kind of messed up, because I left that looking like, I was like, that shit was good. MJ's weakest album, fucking Ben, or are we talking about are we talking about adult Mike? Are we talking about the Michael Jackson that everybody really considers, I guess, from Off the Wall to what, Michael, I guess? Is that what we talking about only? Because if the weakest album is Ben. No, I'm going to the theaters for MJ. Fuck that. I'm not. Yeah, I need that. I need that sound. I need that big screen. I might go with my mama. Get my mama to go out with me to see that shit. Yeah, if you talking about everything Mike put out is Ben. If we're gonna talk about adult, Off the Wall to Michael. Okay, what about the posthumous? The posthumous Michael? Or we only going up to when he was alive? You said it's invincible? You said it's hard to count Michael? The Way You Make Me Feel. Whoa. Ain't The Way You Make Me Feel on fucking Bad? Bad is not his weakest album. Okay, so we're not gonna count posthumous. Then it's definitely Invincible. If we not talking about posthumous, it's Invincible. It's Invincible. Of course, Invincible got its slaps, of course, but yeah, I don't know, go if you saying bad is the way you make me feel is I'm almost certain the way you make me feel is on bad, right? Am I tripping? Either way, Invincible is his weakest album. Either way. Oh, Blood on the Dance Floor. Why am I not seeing that? I'm looking at his albums. Why don't they don't have Blood on the Dance Floor listed? But you're right though. Blood on the Dance Floor is probably not as good as Invincible. Why isn't that listed? I had to get a visual. Okay, so I guess maybe this just was Google tweaking because they don't have Blood on the Dance Floor as I was just looking. That is, hey, Rager, what you think about that? Because actually that I agree with that. Blood on the Dance Floor is not as good as Invincible. It's not lit. They don't list Blood on the Dance Floor and on his discography. Why? It's not listed. I just looked on Wikipedia too. They don't list Blood on the Dance Floor as an album. It's not. Is it considered a compilation? I know the past, present, and future is. They consider Michael a compilation album? No, Blood on the Dance Floor was an album, but they not listing it in his discography for some reason. It was more than a song. I need to see this. Matter of fact, while I'm just hogging, y'all just looking at my ugly ass, we could look together. Y'all suck at typing. Yes, Blood on the Dance Floor is an album by Michael Jackson titled Blood on the Dance Floor, History in the Mix, which was released in 97. It's a remix album that includes 8 remixes of songs from his previous album History, and 5 new songs. So is it because it's got a bunch of remixes that is not really an album? Yeah, T. Will, you said it's a remix album. Desi, you talking about because it's terrible. But I guess maybe that's why because it's filled with remixes. It's mostly a remix album. It's because it was a side project like Drake's I guess you fixing. I saw the typo, but you fixing it, I guess. Okay. It's an album, but it's not in his discography. It's not counted. Because, I mean, if we just going to go off projects he put out, it's a lot. Well, not he put out, but, like, I wouldn't count the past, present, the history. I wouldn't count this as an album, but it technically is. Past, present, and future. It technically is an album, but I wouldn't count it. You know what I'm saying? And if Blood on it, even though they count it clearly, they're counting history as an album, but damn, he was only 50. That man had like 20-some, 30 years left to live. God damn it. God, we lost this man at 50. We could have had Mike in his 70s to 80s, bro. Damn. Some stupid songs for you. What is some stupid stuff? Bad is what? The best project? I know you ain't saying worse. First of all 5 of these is slaps. That's crazy the way we revere Mike, and really he has 5 projects. Mike only really has like 5 albums that we care about, I should say. 5 albums that we care about. We care about 5 albums. But, it is crazy the reverence we hold for him for 5 albums. Yep. That shit crazy. Nah, he'll definitely be doing what he was. Mike wouldn't have been losing a step till he hit about 70. He would have been up there at 60 still moving. Chris Brown and Usher gonna be moving when they 60. It ain't gonna be the same, but they gonna be moving. They're gonna be moving. He dominated for 30. Yeah, even with the Jacksons, it was like the Jacksons was still the shit. The Jackson 5 was the shit. So it's just, and as an adult, you just, God, man, just nobody is like this nigga, bro. That's what, like that mic we saw in the studio. Now this looks like him. Go to the fucking picture. That looks like him. I can't zoom in. They overdid his nose though. They did overdo his nose. But yeah, I guess if we going off his worst album alive, it's Invincible. But Invincible still is great. So, you know, you gotta everything can't be Thriller. So, you know, it is what it is. Off the wall, MJ was a monster. You know, hot take. I'm not the off the wall fan that everybody else is. But you know what? No. This is no skips. But I don't like Girlfriend. But it's pretty much no skips until I don't like, okay, no. I don't care for Girlfriend. It's the Falling in Love, and I kind of like Burn This Disco Out. I do like Burn This Disco Out. I know a lot of people like She's Out of My Life, but I would skip this most days. So when I'm listening to Off the Wall, I don't need to hear Girlfriend. I don't need to hear She's Out of My Life. I don't need to hear It's the Falling in Love. Name 5 MJ. Nah, Desi, that's easy. You mean Bia? He said you are off the wall. So name 5 Bia songs. Come pointed at your head. Hey, Cardi did her shit, boy. Thriller. Thriller. I think personally I like Bad the most. Personally, it's Bad for me. Wanna be starting something is one of my favorite Michael songs. Boy, I ain't gonna lie. I missed 9 to 12 album songs. I ain't gonna lie. I don't need 30 songs on an album, bro, because when you do, look what the fuck happens. When you do 9 songs on an album, look what happens. You get one album with Wanna Be Starting Something, Baby Be Mine, The Girl Is Mine, Thriller, Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, Pretty Young Thing, and The Lady in My Life. No. See, this is why niggas need 9 to 12 songs on the album. This 27 song album shit is fucking stupid. Because what? Now that I look at it, I'm like, yeah, Thriller might be over Bad for me. Now that I just looked at it. Let me see Bad. Y'all, through The Way You Make Me Feel is one of my 3 favorite Michael Jackson songs. Bad. I love Bad. I love The Way You Make Me Feel. Speed Demon, I love. Liberian Girl, I'm Liberian, so that Just Good Friends. Another Part of Me, Sleeper. People sleep on Another Part of Me. Man in the Mirror fucking puts me to tears. I Just Can't Stop Loving You. Dirty Diana Smoke. No. It's bad for me. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad for me. Bad is my favorite Mike album. Bad is my favorite Mike album. After I just sat here and looked at it, yep. Because I got Bad, The Way You Make Me Feel, Another Part of Me, Man in the Mirror, Leave Me Alone, and Smooth Criminal. Like all those on one. Yeah, and then Dirty Diana. I'm not the biggest Dirty Diana fan, but I know what Dirty Diana is. So yeah, Dirty Diana on there, but that's just a bonus. And like I said, I'm Liberian, so Liberian Girl. Yeah, no, Bad is the one for me, and then Thriller. Off the Wall is great too. I love Working Day and Night though. A lot of people don't like that. I like Working Day and Night. I know people don't really give Dangerous that much love. Jam is that shit. Why You Want to Choose? He was on his gritty shit. Keep It in the Closet. Ooh, remember the time? I can't let her get away. Who Is It? I like Who Is It? Dangerous is a slap. Will You Be There? Black or White, yeah. Dangerous slap too. Man. Woo! Y'all, man, bro. Okay, I gotta look at. I'm sorry, y'all. I was I like the bad arrangement. The arrangement for bad could have been better. You said. That's called Quincy Jones. What about Dirty? Yeah, I got back to Dirty Diana Elbert. Off the Wall, the best one. Skate Off the Wall, bro. It's not the best. It's not the best. It's not the best. 25 skips. Yeah, on the long ass albums. Whatever album Dirty Diana on. Yep, there you go. Bad. That's what I'm talking about. Another Part of Me beat. Yep, a part of me. Another Part of Me is crazy. Which one is his? It got his most number ones. Hold on, James. I'll look that up in a second. When two albums are basically perfect and you can't choose. Yeah, like Thriller, Bad and Thriller is ridiculous. Like the songs on those two is crazy. And I like just looking at it like that, it's like, fuck, like, damn, that shit is difficult. The fact Princess Diana loved the song, and when MJ said he didn't want to do the song out of respect for her, out of respect for her, just for her to play the song, was good. You good, man. This nigga killing the vibe. Watts, man.
Nigga, you gay.
Big goat. Shout out to Watt. You can't have a classic album with more than 30 songs. Yes. What Namer? I generally would agree, but Heartbreak on a Full Moon is actually great. Heartbreak on a Full Moon is actually good as fuck. If you can sit there and listen to one person for that long, I mean, that's difficult. I probably could listen to Mike for that long. And I love Chris Brown, so I was able to do it. Heartbreak on a Full Moon is actually really fucking good. It's long. I don't even know what's the longest album ever. Because if it ain't. "3:10" by Bull of Heaven, which is an impossibly long piece with a runtime of over 3 years. What the fuck is that? No, by an artist. What the hell is that? What the hell is? What is the 9.5 hour release? What, bro? What's the longest track list? It's still this Bull of Heaven shit. I don't care. I want to know what a standard fucking album length is. Whatever this is, holds the record for the long with this title of whatever. 3 quindecillion years. What the fuck? I wanted a real answer. I wanted a real answer. This shit, how long is this goddamn album? 45 songs, but the shit is hard. I don't know if how many of y'all actually listen to this whole shit. I don't know why Chris did it, because goddamn it, you didn't have to. But yeah, try the second longest, right? The second, no. Oh, biggest. Must have did that for me. The Concert for Bangladesh by George Harrison, 99 minutes and 32 seconds. However, I'm gonna just put track list again. I don't care about the time. It's still them people. What the fuck? All this Bull of Heaven shit. All this, I don't know what any of this shit is. Chris Brown ain't in the top 51, so. But see, they going off time. I don't care about the time. I'm just talking about, like, the songs. You know what I'm saying? You ain't listening for. I don't expect nobody to listen to Heartbreak in one sitting. That shit ain't easy. I didn't do it in one sitting. What other artists you have to argue their class? Ooh, okay, wait. MJ is credited with being an OG but yeah, his beatboxing was nasty. You reading out the songs got me bricked. Neighbor is funny as fuck. Think about it. What other artists you have to argue their class albums? Yeah, that's a fact. The classic. You Can't Win and Ease On Down from the Wiz count. Nah. Well, Desi count as what? What do you count as what? His albums? Because if that's what you're talking about now. There are exceptions to every rule. Like some artists can have a class album 30 songs, but not everybody need 30 or 50 plus songs. Yeah, Frank Ocean Bush 2 albums together. Trying to say, I ain't listen for. I just want them hoes and grabbing it on show, late like that. Okay. All right. So I think that was a good Michael Jackson Glaze session. I think that was good. I think we got it done. We got it done, y'all. We did it. I'm sorry. My allergies is not complying. Classic songs. I don't, in my opinion, no. But I'm not mad if anybody disagrees. But in my opinion, no. He's on the. I'm not mad at nobody that thinks that though. No, I mean, I don't. When I say glazing, I don't necessarily mean it in a derogatory sense. I don't. Just because I say glaze, I don't know if that maybe I'm using it wrong. Glaze to me is literally glazing. Whether if you want to use it as an insult, you use it as an insult. But if you use it as a compliment, it's a compliment. But I'm not using glaze in a derogatory sense right now. Glaze unit. Yeah. All right. So we got it done. Can't wait for it. So let's well, it would be a easier transition to go to that. No, I'll do it after. All right, y'all. Do y'all want to watch? We're gonna watch some of this. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing. It's 2 hours. Andrew Wilson and Coach Greg Adams debate. Do y'all want to watch that? Or I'm guessing a lot of y'all that watch me probably watch Machiavelli Mills. Shout out to Chicago. He from Chicago too. Shout out Chicago. He made a video talking about Trap Lord Ross. He said the huge problem with Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists like him. I personally like Trap Lord Ross, and I'm guessing Machiavelli Mills does not. And I'm interested to see what he say, because I like Machiavelli Mills. I generally agree with him. I like his content, but I'm curious to see the points he put out in this video. So do y'all want to watch this Andrew Wilson versus Coach Greg Adams debate, or see what Machiavelli Mills said about Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists? And we could talk about that. Let's watch White Zaddy. Okay, how about this? I'm gonna put the poll up. I'm gonna put a poll up so y'all can vote on which one, and then we'll watch the video. We'll watch the video as well. We'll watch the video while y'all vote. Okay. So y'all vote on that and we'll watch we'll watch White Zaddy. Oh shit. Oh gosh. But that shit, no, low key though, it's just the video is just beyond catchy. It's just
address the white shit,
not
boy.
even no like hey no Stevie stuff. This is just a really catchy song.
Address the white shit, boy. Address the white
We gotta
zaddy
end
shit,
this
boy.
up.
Articulate that
Nah.
in a way where everybody will understand Charlie Kirk, my white zaddy. But he won't. He won't.
White zaddy, my white zaddy.
Make sure y'all vote, man.
Kirk is my white zaddy. Why
Address
you
the
gotta
vote,
be
boy.
a white zaddy?
Kirk,
my
my
daddy.
Yo, I can't take Candace and Charlie dancing.
I could care less. Yeah.
The Trump dance is crazy.
Kirk, my.
I could care less. Yeah, it's giving gay.
I can't take them dancing while them niggas cry. It's crazy.
You stupid.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
His laugh is hilarious at that point.
Next week, every Monday, bitches. Don't fucking play with me. Rest in peace. And the food.
Checkmate, motherfucker.
Checkmate. Yeah, my favorite color is 5.
Checkmate, man. Yo, okay. Yeah, like, all bull aside, the song just slapped, man. It just slapped. Despite it just, I want to know if he used AI for like all of that, or like he made the beat and then did the AI with the vocals. Playing Connect 4 to say checkmate. I wonder, they probably couldn't get the AI to render his face. So they just had the hat covered his face. Oh shit. They should have had him playing checkers. No, Connect 4 is funny, but checkers would have been hilarious too if he would have been playing checkers. It's about checkmate, motherfucker. I think he edited the vid and used the AI for a couple sound clips. You think he edited the video? No, the video, I know he did the editing of the video himself. I mean, purely the vocals and the beat for that song. I wonder how he made that. Like, if he full on produced the beat and then just the vocals is AI, or, excuse me, you know what I'm saying? So, he won't. Nah, T-Will, you already know. That's probably why I mess with it more too, bro, because, you know, it's a house vibe to it. You already know, because Chicago, it's already got a house vibe. So I think that's why I like it even more. Like, that's ABBA. I don't know if he produces. I don't know. But I know that this ain't the first time he said he's made some music on his channel before. Like, he made that dude that was working with Pearl. They did a beat. They did a song about him too. They made a little song with that guy that was Pearl's producer or something at a point where he was kind of going at ABBA and preach. He made a song about him too. Yeah, house music in Chicago is like peanut butter and jelly, man. Probably saw all AI. It's time for the percolate. Okay, so it looked like Coach Greg and Andrew Wilson debate is winning. I hope everybody. It's 20 people watching and only 11 votes, so I'm gonna close it in a second. So if you ain't vote, make sure you vote, man, so I could figure that out. You can see what's next. I hope I was off screen enough. Yeah, make sure y'all like the stream. Oh, Booty Queef. Did he make Booty Queef too? So that's another one. Just boys being boys. Yeah, I don't know if ABBA made that one too. Maybe the Booty Queef, and then like I said, the one that damn. Okay, now I kind of want to look this up. I don't remember dude name. They made that song. Oh God. All right. Okay. We're gonna have an intermission. It was with Pearl's producer, but I don't know this man's name. What's good, TJ? I was sure thinking about you earlier because I was like, damn, I know you would have had a ball last night when we had our stream, bro. I was like, damn, TJ not here. I watched your video with you this morning, White Zaddy. Yeah, it'll be another video tomorrow from another segment from the stream. You eating with your hands? I mean, do you eat fries with your fork, sir? I don't even know if you were sir. Sorry. No, you did say you was brick, so you were sir. Yo, okay, so help me out. Do y'all remember the guy that was working with Pearl when she was in the UK, and I guess he was her producer, and he started to try to have his own channel. and he was making content and it didn't go nowhere. And he was like, I forgot what his problem was, where he made his own video going against Abba and Preach on behalf of Pearl. And they made a video about him, and they had a little song to it. Sarah Garvey. Yes, him. No, not him. Not him. I know who you're talking about. No, he actually makes content that people could watch. This guy was not a content creator. He was Pearl's producer and just started making content because that's when Pearl was trying to get people to work with her and she would help them make a channel and shit. Will this help? No, not King Riches. Not King Riches, if that's who you think about. God damn it. I'm not going to remember this shit. I want to hear the song again because it was good too. It was a diss song ABBA made. Damn. Yes, he was British. He was British. It's not King Riches. It's not Sarah Garvey. It's not Sarah Garvey. It's not King Riches. He had like a patchy beard, I believe. Willie. I don't know if you're being funny or not, but that's not the name. That's not the name. What is that man's name? Damn. All the smoke. All the smoke is what's the name? All the smoke. Only all the smoke I know is Steven Jackson and light skin buddy. Damn it.
Just Pearly Things. What do you think?
I want to think about what?
About her getting in trouble.
It was bound to happen.
Okay, if you aren't aware,
What's
Just Pearly Things, the lady who's 26, unmarried, single, career-driven, and constantly tries to educate women on how to be
It ain't
submissive
smoke.
and married by 25.
Yeah, Matt Barnes. Sorry, I could not
got
get
in
his name.
trouble recently. Not for not taking her own advice and being the opposite of whatever the fuck she preaches, but more so for having
What
Nick
was that
Fuentes,
dude's
who's
name?
a white supremacist.
Anti-Semite.
I wish they had a playlist for this shit. I bet they don't. They should have a playlist for Pearl and fucking Fresh and Fit. Nope, they ain't. His name ain't Smoke, bro. His name not. Oh, I want the smoke. Yes, thank you. Okay, shout out to T. His name not Smoke, but he said, I want the smoke. That's what he said.
I got smoke too. Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
We are going to begin. The madness starts now.
Are we addressing the
It was
elephant in the
this
room?
guy.
Which is what? Huh?
Him.
Listen, I'll light up the internet, Emil. I'll light up
That man told us, I'll light up the internet. Like, bro.
Let me address it. Let me address a little bit of it. You get me? Just Pearly Things, yeah. Just Pearly Things is a network. Yeah. So when you tag Just Pearly Things, just know you're coming for everyone on the.
Bro was like, nah, I'm not. Don't. That's not what we're saying. When you tag one person, you don't tag Pearl.
These combined. Yeah.
Do you know what Pearly Things is?
It's the girl we covered, the one who doesn't want women to be able to vote or have birth control because like women don't go to the draft.
Okay, I did.
Light up the internet. But that'll never happen. I think that's the root of all evil. And I'd actually get
No, women, you
We
can't
all
vote.
did,
No birth
TJ.
control. Keep it going.
If you didn't, you lying.
Because
it got to because we used to watch it because there was legitimately women making a fool. There was legitimately women that made a fool of themselves, and it was kind of like you saying stupid shit. Somebody got to tell you about yourself, just like kind of what we do. It's like Stevie, you gonna say stupid shit. Somebody got to tell you about yourself. But it got to a point where they just got so ridiculous that they just wanted to make all women look like bad people, and that's a problem. He better have been eating that box. Okay, so here go the song.
Madness. We go outside.
It said ABBA makes his reggaeton. Beat by Saigo. So maybe ABBA did the vocals. It said ABBA makes his reggaeton debut. That's what the time step said.
We go inside. We are going to begin. The madness starts now.
And your production is not our production. You get me? I got bare smoke for you lot, bro. You get me? Please. You get me? Please. Our production is big out here. You lot are spreading rumors and lies. Rumors and lies. Rumors and lies. You get me? We go. You get me? We go. You get me? We go. You get me? We go outside. Cats and dogs, just pearly things. Bring back slavery, just pearly things. Women should not vote, just pearly things. We got smoke for you lot, bro.
When you say that, don't say we, just say you. Don't.
When you say that, don't say we, say you. Everybody understood. Bro, why are you on here trying to start something with Abba and Preach? We ain't on that. Every Pearl and Sarah Garvey was like, this is about you. He said, don't say we.
Say we, just say you.
You get me?
Don't. I ain't got
That's
no
what I said.
smoke for no one.
Listen, if we got 1,000 likes, I'll continue with more smoke for them. Intellectually, though.
You fucking clown. Gave her all this gasolina. Came with a girl named Carolina. Then she came home with me, cause she knew I gotta be. And I gave her these rights. I'm talking about my.
So clearly this is the type of shit Abba do when Preach is not around to make content because he's by himself tweaking.
My car, she did not want this dick cause it smelled like tar. It's kind of hard still. We're gonna keep going. 1, 2, 3. If you hate reggaeton, then clap after me. Hey.
That's why I said I got smoke for these guys. I got smoke for them because they didn't just say Pearl, they said just pearly things. They quoted it. So now you're talking about the whole network.
I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. I didn't even know you existed before this video. When I tagged just pearly things, because I saw her debate with Hafiz. That's it. And I said in that video, bro, you were in existence that was irrelevant to me 5 minutes before this, and you're gonna be irrelevant to me 5 minutes after I finish this video. I'm not gonna...
No, dude was tweaking. I don't even know why he felt like he had to interject in that beef. It was so stupid. Even Pearl's like, no, this isn't about just pearly things. We're good. Like, no. He was tweaking. I don't know why he did that. And now he's irrelevant as fuck. He started his own channel, and he was like pretty much trying to just recreate what Pearl does on hers, and I doubt it went anywhere to date. Okay. Good question. I don't know his name to find out. I don't remember his name, and I don't think they said it in the video. I don't even know. I'm sure if he does have a channel, it's either dead or is different types of content. Okay. So y'all voted like Coach Greg Adams versus Andrew Wilson debate is what y'all voted on. So let's get to it. Don't put it in your algorithm.
He looks straight up. I would mess it all up because I'd be eating or something. I'd be like, "Oh,
what the fuck is this quality?"
Right? Yeah.
I'd
No,
be
you're
like,
not
"Oh,
supposed to use it." Yeah.
there's a napkin right here in my pocket. Whoa, why didn't I think of that?"
Phone. Oh.
Seeing your phone,
What the?
it's in airplane mode.
And they were in a certain positioning to broke.
I'll kick it off. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Do it.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, guys, finally getting started. Thanks for being patient. I know there was some delays. We got Andrew here versus Coach Greg Adams, aka the Free Agent Lifestyle. We're going to talk about today, is marriage worth it for men in the West? So let's get into some opening statements. Who wants to start off?
Yeah, man, marriage is a great institution. It was an institution that built the community of America. Most of the better communities that have safety, good children, good schools, are typically centered around marriage. However, marriage has not progressed to the point where men can be safe legally, and a lot of men have experienced tremendous damage, collateral damage as a result, and it has led to broken families, a lot of broken hearts. Simply,
I just want to say this at the top of it. I'm so sick of people making arguments that because there can end up being a bad result of something, therefore we shouldn't even entertain the thought of it. Like, if we know that marriage can reap good benefits, we should just work on people getting into good marriages and staying into good marriages, not like, oh, men can get divorced and they could potentially get half their money taken and they could potentially lose custody of their kids not have 50-50 custody. Therefore, why get married? That shit is stupid. We don't treat anything else under the sun like that. So, like, I hate that fucking argument.
because the laws are not positioned to benefit both people in a divorce. Therefore, you have no-fault divorce.
All right, TJ, I'm not gonna lie, I love you, bro, but that you might be on your own with that take. Oh, you deleted it.
You have opportunities for women to use the courts against men, and as a result, men have seen 1, 2, and 3 generations of men getting harmed. Their grandfathers, their fathers, their uncles, their brothers getting harmed by this. So Generation Z men are not positioning themselves for a positive marriage. So at this particular point, if someone asked me, would I recommend marriage for them, and they were in a certain position in life, they weren't established, I would say no. There's no benefit for a person to get married today.
Well, obviously, if they're not in a certain position, you shouldn't get married.
Got it. Your response, Andrew?
Yeah, I didn't hear any anti-marriage arguments. I heard anti-divorce arguments. So
Exactly. That's the same stupid shit Pearl does. You be mad at divorce, you're not mad at marriage. You can't just substitute marriage for divorce. You can't do that. You don't treat anything else like that. Just because there's a potential. If you play football, there's a chance you could fucking get CTE. But what's on the other side of that if you don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything you do there's a cost benefit to every fucking thing. You got to weigh your pros and cons. Marriage is no different. There potentially could be bad outcomes, but you weigh that against the good ones. Teach people how to make a better decision prior to getting married. Don't tell people don't get married because you might get divorced. Like, damn.
I'm with you on divorce, 100%.
Stream over.
And
but, agree.
But it's a good thing that the topic isn't on divorce; it's on marriage. And
Oh, TJ, you're right. I misread it. But look, bro, I don't mind defending people. Well, it wasn't really a defense of Andrew. It was just an indictment on Wes, to be honest. It wasn't defending Andrew. No matter who he was talking to, Wes was tripping. So,
It seems like you agree with my proposition then. And the proposition is that marriage, quote, is a great institution.
Yep.
And that right now your concern is that men can't be safe in marriage, but that's not actually what you're saying. You're not saying men can't be safe in marriage. They can. You're saying that they may not be safe in divorce. So I have a counter proposition for you. My counter proposition is, what if it's the case that you can use religious marriage institutions without the state? And then we add the ecclesiastical structure of the marriage. That's what always kept them together anyway, before the state was ever involved. So what if instead we use the ecclesiastical church, the structure of the old churches, so that would be Catholicism and Orthodoxy, where you see the lowest divorce rates, because the community puts pressure on the women to act right. That's what they do. Right now, the state applies no pressure on women to act right, right? You can just go and file whatever you want, get a divorce, and go be banging the neighbor by the next night. We totally agree on that. But to say that we should abandon marriage is silly. It seems like you're completely pro-marriage. You're just anti-divorce. So why wouldn't you just throw your weight behind institutions where the divorce rate is the least, and you have an ecclesiastical structure which...
There's a lot of upside in marriage. There's a chance you get to live longer. Chance you get to make more money. Chance you get somebody to fucking take care of you in old age. You got... if you want to have kids, you have kids that's willing to hopefully take care of you in your old age, bring you happiness. A life partner is just something great. Like, there's a lot of upsides to marriage, but these people don't. Well, Andrew might. There's upsides to marriages, You going to the NFL, yes, you probably make more money than just being married, but being married does also allow you the potential to make more money too.
Can be appealed to assist with that. That's
because typically, usually if you have a wife, they're going to help you take care of your health. They're going to help you with things that you typically aren't going to be paying attention to. Going to the goddamn doctor, like I said, take care of your health. You're more motivated to do more things for your wife and your kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of upsides to marriage. I think there's more upsides to being married than upsides to being single forever. I think.
What makes no sense to me.
Because if you want, I think a lot of people want kids. I'm not gonna say most or everybody. I don't believe that everybody wants kids because I know everybody don't want kids. But if you want kids, you don't want to have kids and not even if you're not married to at least be in a union with somebody. I'm not saying that everybody has to be legally married, but if you have kids, you don't want to have kids outside of being with the person you have kids with. Ideally. You shouldn't aspire to want kids outside of who you're with. I think it just creates a lot of extraness you don't need.
My response to that is if we're fifths, we beat all drunk. All right. So that's a scenario that just isn't present.
I fucking hate that. That's saying.
Can you explain the analogy for me?
Well, if we use if, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. If we say if we have a situation where this is present, then this would work. Well, that makes sense. If we had that,
we
would
have
work
it right now.
Well, it doesn't necessarily work because, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Because a woman can go to a divorce attorney and they can simply just say, hey, listen, it was a off the cuff, off the state divorce, but you got married within a certain state, or she filed in a certain state, so therefore the divorce goes on. No, absolutely, okay. Yes. Listen, I've been with the divorce attorneys, and what they'll tell you is, hey, listen, you can get married in a ritual, you can get married in the orthodoxy, you can get married off record, but if she files and that woman is hell-bent on saying, we got married, I don't care if it was a ceremony where we walked on coals with our feet bare, that's considered a marriage. You also have common law. You have a lot of other ways for that woman to establish marriage.
How does your way eliminate common law?
I don't have any way to eliminate common law.
So
what I have is a way for men to avoid
the
being used. No, the argument's not silly. So here's what you have. You have a if proposition, which doesn't exist for most men. Most men aren't religious. Most men aren't looking to be under a religious orthodoxy. So it doesn't apply. So you're taking a moral standard or a religious standard to apply to people who aren't under that veil.
So let's start with a couple of things you said which are fundamentally untrue. Most men are religious, in fact, including in this country. Most of them, not some of them.
But they're not religious.
Hang on. I didn't interrupt.
I understand, but let me just take that point. Most aren't under your religion.
Name I said it's not about the marriage technically. It's about raising. If you want kids, you're better off trying to raise them with whoever you with. I'm not saying you have to get married, but in my personal opinion, I think that the way society is structured, if you really care about a woman, that gives her a way more security and ease if she wants it. Now, if you don't want to be married, she don't want to be married, then y'all don't get married. But if a woman wants to be married and you know you want to be with her, doing that will make her feel way more secure. And if you care about her, you should want her to feel secure with you. If you have a plan to be, if you plan in your mind that you do want to be with this person forever, they want to be married, you got kids, I don't see why you wouldn't marry that person. But if you're somebody that just don't agree with marriage, you ain't got kids, they don't want to be married, then I don't care if you get married or not. Or if y'all got kids and y'all both don't care about having a legally binding marriage, then don't. I mean, that's fine. But it's just the way society is structured, like not marrying a woman just makes her feel like you don't care about her. And that's just my personal opinion. You know, I'm not like hell bent on defending it. I mean, I'm willing to hear people out on the other side of it, but yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't marry somebody that you plan to be with, especially if y'all want a family together. Because like the reasons that these men try to say they try to fight so hard against divorce is just really so you could just kind of get all of the benefits and not have to deal with any of the consequences or nothing. Like when they yell out this, oh, women file most of the divorces, it's like, well, a lot of times, they have to because the man's never going to do it because a lot of times the man is the one that did something to make her get the divorce. If you the one fucking up but you still want to keep the woman, why would you file for divorce? There's no reason for you as the man to file for divorce when you're the one fucking up and then you still want to stay in your marriage. That don't make no sense. So, you know, it's like a misnomer when they talk about that shit.
Okay,
we can agree with that.
So here's the thing, though. But Catholicism and Orthodoxy is growing rapidly, and if it's the case that the ecclesiastical structure is already there, which it is, right? If you're going to cohabitate with a woman, The thing that you're offering right now is common law marriage anyway, if there's cohabitation at all. You're not protecting anybody from that. At least under my model, it gives an ecclesiastical structure that's designed to prevent divorce by applying community pressure. That was the way it was always done.
I don't agree with that community pressure shit. I think that should be between the people involved. Community pressure is fucking no.
By the application of community pressure within the confines of the woman's social circle. Right now, do you agree with me, for instance? That
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good prescription because community pressure could. That's why a lot of women end up stay in bad marriages and end up fucking up their own lives or their kids. Like, girl, he got a bunch of money. Don't leave him. Don't leave him. You know, you could be pressured into making bad decisions because of people on the outside may envy you or they just don't understand. They just don't understand. They could have good intentions, but they could either envy your position, which is bad intentions, or just fully care about you, but not fully understand what the dynamic is. And for him to say community pressure, it's like, okay, a woman being cheated on. What's the movie? Acrimony? Y'all remember Acrimony? Like, imagine all the friends. Like, no, not Acrimony. The one where he gave her AIDS. What's that one? It wasn't the one with Taraji that I'm thinking about. The other one. Was it Acrimony? Or am I mixing that up? What's the one where he gave her AIDS and shit and she couldn't have kids? Or whatever the hell. It was Acrimony? I'm mixing up two movies. Though. Every Tyler Perry movie. Okay, but I'm mixing up two movies. Okay, so Acrimony is Taraji. What's the one with old girl that wanted to mess with dude because he had money? He took her on a plane and she was living life. I think she left her husband for him. What's that one called? I think that's what I'm trying to reference, but I'm getting it mixed up with Acrimony. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. I could be wrong. I think she left her husband for him. She was on a plane with him. She was, I think maybe, or she had sex with him on the plane. I think. Oh, my memory is not just running. I'm running wild. It wasn't Journey. It wasn't Journey Smollett. You waiting for me to remember? Damn, I'm waiting for y'all to give me an answer. God damn it. Now I got to look it up. I was hoping y'all had the answer. God, they got the year and not the name of the goddamn movies. All right, what's happening? They showing me all these. They show movies he's in, not. God damn it. Yeah, show me the movies he made, not in. Temptation. God damn it. Y'all should have helped me. It was Temptation. Is this Journey Smollett? It is Journey Smollett. Damn, that's what it's Temptation. That's what I was thinking about, y'all. I think he gave her AIDS or some shit. Didn't he? But anyway, the point was, no, not The Perfect Guy. It was Temptation. So the point I was trying to make was you can be pressured into making a bad decision. So Andrew is over here talking about, community pressure. And that's not a good prescription to salvage marriage. That's not a good idea. The community pressure your community should be pressuring you to make the best decision regarding your circumstance, not pressuring you to stay in a marriage regardless because you're married. That's not what pressure looks like. If you want to make that Temptation is definitely a Tyler Perry movie too. Wait, did he not? No, he did make it. Okay, I was gonna say, was it not one of his? But yes, because when I pulled it up, they was showing me the Tyler Perry movies that he was in. I wanted to see what he made, and yes, it was Temptation. Dang. I hope she at least name her. God damn it. Oh God, you was crazy.
Many divorces happen because women like to yap. So you get a freshly divorced woman, and she's free. You go, girl power. And she starts talking to her little friends, and she starts telling them how liberating.
See, he's presuming that every woman's gonna be like girl power.
it is and how great it is and this and that. And this is why when women have divorced friends, their likelihood of divorce actually rapidly increases. It's for this reason.
Divorce is contagious.
So if it's the case that the social contagion is eliminated because now we have an ecclesiastical structure, an ecclesiastical authority, which won't grant it because you get ostracized from that social group through excommunication, for instance, or not being able to participate anymore with that community, that's an application of a serious and significant social pressure, which can do the very thing you want. Bring back that great institution, absent the state, and it avoids this whole problem of common law marriage. Because if it's the case that you can be common law married anyway inside of a state, and they can, get grounds for divorce on that anyway, then we actually need to have some social pressures to prevent them from doing that. So it sounds like we agree marriage is awesome for men. Divorce is terrible for them. So it seems like we should be attacking the divorce structure here. And
Right, Reaper, no. It's just all what he thinks. And I'm not saying we can't give our own thoughts, but the problem with Andrew is he speaks so matter-of-factly. He speaks so matter-of-factly, and that's been my problem with Andrew for the longest. Divorce friends increase divorces. Yeah, he's making that up.
it doesn't seem like you actually have anything to do that other than just avoid the thing that's great for you, because this other bad side effect could happen.
Sure, that's
so
like
why don't
smoking
we
cigarettes.
So why don't we attack the bad side effect when we have the
Wait, we don't even get rid of cigarettes though. So what are you saying?
mechanism to do it? It's not if, we can do it now.
And there's absolutely no upside to smoking cigarettes. There's, I mean, you could say I guess euphoria, maybe the dopamine hit. I don't know what smokers get out of squares, but and the long term, there's no upside. We know that for a fact. You're losing money, you're losing years on your life, you're losing your health. You might get a small hit of euphoria or dopamine, whatever the fuck it is that makes people smoke, but you can get that in more healthy ways. There's a substitute for that.
Okay, so like smoking cigarettes is the same analogy you're saying. Okay,
no.
here's cigarettes in this situation, we obviously know it has
You
negative
look
side
cool.
effects, so you would avoid it. Now, here's the issue that I have with it. It sounds great on paper, but we can't travel to the land of make-believe. It sounds great. The majority of people probably wouldn't do it, and if you ask a guy, which this is an important part, they're not even prepared to even talk about that. They don't even know what divorce laws are. So you're asking them to travel to the land of make-believe under a marriage system that small percentage of people use. No one uses it today. You might have said they used it to the past. Today, that doesn't exist. So we can't travel to the land of make-believe to make marriage work for you. It might work in your marriage, but it doesn't work for the greater structure.
Your argument here contradicts itself, because on the one hand, you say men don't know enough about marriage, but my assumption is that your mission is to let men know about marriage?
Absolutely.
Okay, well then, I don't understand how it's the land of make-believe if you can let them know about this, but I can't?
Sure.
Right, so
you can offer that.
So if I
You can offer
am,
that.
it sounds like I'm offering a real alternative to what you're offering, and here's what you're offering. Men, marriage is great. It's a great institution.
talking
It's
to
the
Mike.
best for children. These are your words. In marriage, right, men seem to thrive. Their health seems to thrive. Everything seems to thrive. You're saying, well, the problem is that divorce rates are
I'm never going bald unless I have to.
high, and they are. However, there's a few things there that you haven't covered. One, it depends on demographic too. For instance, if you're black, it's going to be way worse than if you're white.
Correct.
Okay, way worse. And
oh god,
also socioeconomics matters, right? Demographics in general matter. So you can do a lot, actually, including prenuptial agreements. You can have a prenuptial agreement with the ecclesiastical authority without the state even involved, and it seems like that would mitigate your risk to damn near nothing.
You said if about 50 times
So did
today.
you.
Now, here's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you when, all right? We're already in this system.
What do you mean when?
You're going outside of the system to create a scenario for me to argue
What
against.
system are you going out?
No, he's just prescribed. Mind you, I don't even fucking like Andrew Wilson's takes 90% of the time. Andrew Wilson, I don't agree with him, but in the context, just like with Michael Knowles and Pearl, I disagree with both people. I disagree with both of them generally, but in this argument, you still have to present a good argument. Like, I could be watching even though I'm pro-choice, I could be watching a pro-lifer against a pro-choicer in a debate. And if the pro-choicer is presenting a terrible argument, I'm going to be like, the pro-lifer is making you look pretty fucking stupid right now. And even though Andrew's prescriptions for marriage are fucking stupid, he's right about the argument. Like, you're sitting here trying to keep saying that, no, we can't get married because divorce happens. And Andrew's like, well, you can do this to try to prevent divorce. And he's like, no. It's like, what?
We're talking
That's why that's because that falls into I have to, TJ. Yes.
about marriage is typically done with the state.
Oh, I don't know if I
Almost
have the
everyone
head
does
shape
this
to
way.
be
Yeah, but now
honest.
you're talking-
I
hold on a
never
second, hold on a
had.
second.
I've never been bald, so I don't know what my head would look like with no hair.
You've
Typically
moved the
doesn't mean
goalposts.
anything.
You've moved the goalposts to a scenario of if, and you're arguing
is.
from the if. No,
Is.
hold on for a second. You're arguing from the if perspective.
It is perspective.
No, listen.
It's stupid because Andrew has so much statistical data to back up why people should be married, and I'm wondering if he's going to have any of that. But I think he would have presented it by now because it's easy. It's best to present it at the beginning, I think, but he didn't, so I bet he doesn't have it.
It is.
Give me a chance to listen.
All right,
give me a chance.
Go ahead.
You're arguing from a very small percentage point. Now you're
Nope.
saying demographics, and we can talk about that, but you're still trying to get me to argue in your cloud of if. That's the land of make believe. Most people, by far, are married to the state.
But you're talking about if when you bring up divorce. Divorce is an if. Divorce is not tied to marriage indefinitely. It's not divorce is not inherent to marriage. So your argument against divorce, yeah, a lot of people say divorce is bad. Some people do say divorce is good, but most people say, yeah, divorce is a bad thing. But some people want and need a divorce. You need to talk about marriage. You need to say what's bad about marriage. That was the same thing Pearl tried to do with Michael Knowles, even though I can't fucking stand that man. I agreed with him. You can't argue about divorce in a conversation that's about marriage.
Not only that, your land of make believe still exists. The prenup with the ecclesiastics. You can write.
How you gotta put, man, give me that shit. That's the only reason I wear this shit on my head. I got hair. My hairline's just terrible. It's just so far back. No, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's just back. So, damn, nigga, you talking about a progressing hairline. Your shit touching your eyebrows. What the fuck?
Whatever you want in that prenup. It only matters in the divorce. That's the reality. So I'm still dealing in reality. You're in the clouds. Hold on for a second. You're in the clouds. So let's take the demographics.
Okay.
In your scenario, it sounds like, which would be fair, your primary concern is with white people.
No, it's with
Hold
all
on for a
people.
second. You said with black people, the demographics, the chance is higher.
Yeah.
So have you discovered the ecclesiastics approach to black people married within this?
Yes.
However, their demographics, economics, which all do affect marriage, has nothing to do in the land of the clouds or the make-believe with ecclesiastics. It's all going to boil down to in the law. And there's no church reverend that's going to go into your household to make sure there's social pressure on your wife. Do you know
yes,
any?
sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any that can cover all marriages? That
Yes.
answer is no.
Yes. And by the way, we need
He's floundering because these are such terrible arguments. Like, we don't tell people you should get a vaccine because, like, we be like, okay, you should get vaccines because the outcomes are beneficial to you and there's very little downside. All right, cool. We don't say because some vaccines may not, that some people may get infected with whatever if they got vaccinated, that what's the point? Because doctors aren't going to go check in every child and make sure they all have the vaccine at home or whatever. It's just like, you don't have to have somebody come check on everybody at all times to just prescribe that it's a net positive to try to be in a good marriage. And like I said, Andrew should be doing prescriptions for how to get in a good marriage and stay in a marriage healthfully. Not just be married and that's the end of the story. That's not what it's about, because some people don't. If you just do that, then everybody feel like they're going to force themselves to be married. And I don't think marriage is for every person that's born.
Are we in reality here?
I'm
or are we in the
trying-
clouds? I mean,
when
we're not arguing
I was
anything
just trying-
legitimate.
I was just trying
This is in the land of make believe.
Well, when I'm allowed to respond, let
Okay,
me
give me
know.
a second.
Go
Let
ahead.
me finish this point.
Go ahead.
You're imagining. Your imagination is great. John Lennon would be great. You know, you would be proud of you at this particular point.
But I'm imagining all the people.
You're imagining all the people under a situation and a structure that you brought in here, all right? But the state highly governs this, and the state highly governs divorce. I'm dealing in a reality situation where I'm trying to counsel men to give information to. The best thing you've told me is that you're
I'm guessing you meant pro-choice at the end, but yeah, Neymar, it's a lie. Over 90% of abortions are in the first trimester, and most abortions are from failed contraceptive. It's not because people are using them as a contraceptive. As they like to lie and say that, yeah, women using abortions as a contraceptive. No, nobody is planning to get pregnant to then go get an abortion. That shit is not fun. There's nothing cool about that. It's not easy. It doesn't feel good. It's not convenient. Excuse me, people get them because of failed contraception most of the time. And these people love to act like married people don't get abortions. When I don't know the exact number, but there's a big percentage of people that are married that get abortions. So they need to stop acting like everybody that gets abortions is just people being irresponsible. No.
willing to give men the option to do this. Are they willing to all do this option? The answer is probably not, just like they're not willing to do what I'm telling them to do. However, we're both attempting, which is a good thing. It's noble. However, your situation rarely exists. Can we talk about the reality of what exists?
What's the reality?
Absolutely. So let's take your moral religious crusade out of it and talk about the reality.
Yeah, let's
Are you
not.
willing to do that?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
See, you're not willing to do that
Well,
because it's all based on your reality.
That's true. I do. It is so much. It's better to argue outside of religion if you're not talking to somebody that's religious.
Guess what? It's a debate, and I will argue my points from my view, how I see fit. It's not for you to
But
go.
what I'm not going to do is
Exactly,
just be
Ned.
arguing from the land
Exactly.
of make believe.
Yeah, but it's
okay.
you
All
know,
right. So
okay,
anybody
my
have
turn. My turn.
Anybody
Relax.
have the
Like pro-life abortion, pro-lifers are. It is an argument from emotion. Not saying it's a bad thing. I understand where they're coming from, but it's just not a. It's logical and makes no sense. The what's it called? The reductio, the absurdum is nonsensical.
Anybody have the sound effect for the television show where the train comes through, Mr. Rogers?
Let me know
because
when
I want to be
let
on
me know
I
when
want to
you
be
gas
on
out.
Earth.
Yeah, let me know
All
when
right.
you gas
Let's
out.
let Andrew respond.
Yeah, so the thing is it's funny that you bring up Imagine, all the people John
Get in the
Lennon
mic.
anti-religious song. And hilariously enough, was designed to assist with female empowerment. Isn't that hilarious? But the thing here is you keep on saying that what I'm offering is make-believe, but it's not. It's been governing the Orthodox and Catholic Church for 2,000 years, including in this country. Now, here, let me give you an example, for instance. The Amish, right? Do you know what the divorce rate is among them? It's almost non-existent, yet they're still governed by the same laws of the land
That doesn't mean these people are living fulfilling lives necessarily. I'm not arguing against what he said, but just to say that people aren't getting divorced, that doesn't inherently mean it's a good thing. Like non-divorce, 0% divorce doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. It doesn't. Like you know what I'm saying.
Speaking to. So sounds like if I give a counter, if I say, look, I can give you a way, a methodology in which you can utilize the religious ecclesiastical institution which has existed for 2,000 years and has right now the lowest divorce rates, right this second as we speak, not in make-believe land, not hundreds of years in the future, right this second, as opposed to the system you have, common law divorce, which is sky high and you can't do anything about it. That's what is true. So pointing out what is true is right now you can have a prenup. That is true. What is true is prenups are usually held up in court. That is true. What is true is that you can have a marriage outside of a state because it's a religious institution anyway. You never have to have a license with the state. It's never been necessary. And if you do, the only way that that can be done is if it's sacramental. And if it's sacramental, it's governed now by the church. That's going to be the community the women are a part of. And so the thing is, it's like, that sounds like a real viable solution. What's yours? More fucking degeneracy? Go out and play the field, hump a lot of chicks? How's that going to help anybody do anything? That's been the progressive mantra for 100 years. Isn't it wonderful? Your turn.
All right, we're turning back to Earth now. First thing.
Oh
first,
my
when it comes
God,
to
he
this
is
back in
being
reality, there's
so
no God.
fucking like, come on, bro. He's losing his composure. Oh, we're gonna return back to Earth. Like, bro, just respond to the argument. Like, even Andrew usually be the first person to throw shots, but damn, Coach Greg Adams is like tweaking.
So, Mr. Sky Daddy, God, religion, that's all great, but there's no God in marriage. At this particular point, when you go through a marriage, if one person decides to not obey the Holy Bible or whatever you're thumping, you have no basis to keep that marriage together. If she decides to leave the church and decides not to listen or excommunicate herself, she's now under the state.
Agree.
Now, when you're getting divorced, which I'm assuming you've been divorced.
Well, I mean, that's a hell of an assumption to make.
What type of assumption is that? God, I'm assuming you've been divorced. What the fuck? Why are you just... Why on earth would you just say, I'm assuming you've been divorced?
You've been divorced?
I mean,
have you been married?
Can you tell me, if you can tell me how that has any merit?
Give me a second, because if you've been through one, you would know that there's no God in the divorce court, in the family court.
What? Gosh, don't. There you go with this. You ain't been through it. Now, not going through something can matter, especially if you're like saying something that's untrue. If you have somebody that's been through a personal experience of something, if somebody's arguing something and it's untrue and the other person's been through it, then that's a good thing to use. Like, I've been through this, so this is not true what you're saying. If they're having a hard stance on something that's refutable, then you bring that. But you don't have to go through something to have arguments against it necessarily. Not necessarily. It works sometimes.
There's no God in there. No one asked.
There is the state in there.
There is the state. So that's what we're arguing from.
Yeah,
That's when you get married. So you're telling me if, and I'm telling you
Yeah,
what, this
Andrew
is
shouldn't be, the Christian argument don't help.
what's going to happen. Even if you took Sky Daddy into court with you, they would say you pray to the judge. The judge is the authority in the court. So the God argument is a nice,
like there's no room for God in legal proceedings.
interesting argument, and I'm probably not going to say on the conversation
for the most part
very long, because that's your God, that's your Sky Daddy, that's your religion. I have a different religion. So who gives you the who gives you the authority to change the understanding, the conversation to your religion? That's your religion.
I'm not changing the conversation.
Okay, so it only works if it only works if you believe in your Sky Daddy. That's the only way it works, and that's the only way you're going to advise men.
We're talking about mitigating risk.
No, we're talking about, can men get into a marriage today only under your Sky Daddy? That's what we're assuming.
Okay.
Now, can they do it otherwise?
Yeah, Andrew did try to exclude legal marriages and just make it through the church.
Yeah, you can have secular marriage.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
Okay, yeah,
make it work.
Make it
talk
work.
about
The
secular.
argument that you have is that marriage is great. It's a great institution.
We already covered this.
Well, what made it great?
We already covered
What
this.
made it great?
Can we go into why? Did
Right,
we make it work
Namer.
for the
That's
second?
always been
the
my
question
problem
I
with
asked
these
you. You're
guys.
asking me questions back. Go ahead and
okay,
answer the
so,
question.
So if you're talking about secular marriage, there's never been any point to it.
I'm sorry.
There's never been any point to secular marriage ever. Never. What would ever be the point of secular marriage? It's always been a religious institution. That's what made it great. Now, when you say it's a great institution, what
I just feel like what makes it great to me is less arguments underneath a religious marriage than a secular one. If you're gonna have to pick one, if you have to pick one of the other, there's nothing tangible for you in real life under a religious marriage. Maybe in the afterlife if you believe in one, maybe. But there's more beneficial things in no, I'm not going to say in a secular marriage. I'm saying like outside of the religious aspect of it, there is tangible things that you can benefit from and see in a marriage that has nothing to do with religion. Like in the real world, there are things you get out of being married. My husband and I got married at VFW by somebody who was part of Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Happily married 12 years now. Congrats. 12 years ain't no joke. They fearmonger marriage so much it's hilarious, yeah.
made it great for secularists, other than the fact that Sky Daddy and God had all these enforcement arms, and those things had to be enforced socially. Like, for instance,
like, none of that is a real thing. Like, none of that is a real thing.
men weren't allowed to run away. And women, right, they had to show cause.
What was going to happen if a man ran away under a secular marriage? I mean, under a religious marriage, a Christian marriage. What is the congregation going to come kill him? Like, what does that look like? Because that can happen under a secular marriage too. If you got a community of people that want you to stay married, like I got friends that's married. We want our friends to stay married. You know, depending on the circumstance, we'll give honest opinions about them. We're not going to rush to a divorce, but we're not going to tell somebody to be in a situation that's going to only harm them and their kids. So you don't have to have religion to have those types of beliefs. And I don't know why Andrew pretends like that's the only way you can feel that way. He wants to pretend like the only way you can care about a marriage is if it's underneath a Christian umbrella. And I don't agree with that whatsoever.
Cause for these divorces, and they had to be good causes. They had to show it for things like infidelity, right? It was all biblically governed. It was all lawfully governed by this Sky Daddy guy you like so little. But that's what made the institution great in the first place. And what you're talking about here, you're making a point that divorce is bad, and yet I agree, divorce is bad. So what we're really talking about is how do we mitigate the risk for divorce?
Right.
And we have two different.
Yeah, and I want to see Greg Adams tackle that part of the argument. You have to talk about why marriage is bad, not divorce.
Here.
Well, the conversation is marriage good for men. That's the conversation.
But it is.
Okay.
We already said it's good for men.
Right.
That's not
You need to say why it's not good for men without talking about divorce, because divorce is not marriage. They're not the same thing.
even in
And
disputes.
now, how do we make it better since they're avoiding
Well,
it? Since men or women
like
are avoiding it.
it sounds like the thing that you think makes it bad is divorce, not marriage.
Correct.
Then
Listen,
we need to
we've
mitigate
already-
divorce.
We're 15 minutes in, and we are in the land of reality. You finally called up. Can
Oh
you tell
my
me
God.
how we can get to the secular marriage? I mean, I've given you a chance.
so
You're dragging your
So
feet.
again, secular. There's never been any point to secular marriage ever.
Now listen, marriage is for child creation. It would be great for child communities
it's
and
not
all
just
of
for
these
that.
things. And now listen, by the time the religious aspects got into marriage, they were chopping people's heads off and burning Bibles. So listen, I know we want to take it back to the past and act like the past was better, but there's always a negative part of the past. If you go back and you look at the English, this has all been there. People were getting their heads chopped off. The Crusaders were doing their things across countries, and they were spreading Christianity through threats and
what does that have to
violence.
do with anything?
Now, that's what you're trying to uplift. That's what you're trying to uphold.
I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
You wouldn't know what I'm talking
I
about.
don't.
That's where you're lacking.
I have no
So
idea.
catch up. You're sitting in the
What
cross
does
of me.
Crusades have to do with the
He's sitting here telling you he don't know what you're talking. Okay.
That was when your holy marriage was the best marriage that you're trying to go to. Now listen,
In the
if we're trying to drag it
1950s?
back-
Were we crusading in the
No.
1950s?
You
What the hell are you
talked
talking about?
You talked about the institution of marriage for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Sir, do you need me to catch you up on what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
but
You're having
do
trouble
you know what
keeping up
marriage-
with
do you
me.
know what
You're
marriage was
having
like
trouble
50 years
keeping up
ago?
with me.
He's feeling like he lost, so he keeps being condescending. Like all this condescension is unnecessary. Like I don't even feel that energy from this debate. Even though Andrew usually is the person to antagonize, he hasn't even given off that energy for Greg to be like trying to be condescending to this extent. Like every time he gets an opportunity, he's trying to like belittle him, and it's like, make an argument, bro. And I think it's because he knows he's losing this that he has to do that, and it's fucking embarrassing.
You said
I
2,000
am
years ago,
truly
and I told you
intellectual
2,000
dizzy.
years ago they were chopping people's heads off.
Which
need
has
you
what to do with
I
anything?
need you to catch up with me, sir.
Okay.
If you want to take things back to the past, you have to accept everything as the past. You can't just cherry pick. Now, here's the thing: you're cherry picking. If you want to take things back to tradition, take it all the way back. Why stop at the 50s?
That's true. Now that is that's why I don't know. You don't appeal to tradition. That's a bad argument. I agree with that. When people appeal to the past simply because something worked, that's not a strong argument. It's not strong. It's not. I'm not saying it's never can be used, but you got to take a lot with it. You got to take a lot with it. And like I think about that a lot when I make some arguments about gaming, when I talk about gaming stuff. You know, some of the things I have to actually criticize, be critical about when I make my arguments, when I have certain arguments in games. When I only can fall back onto it used to be, that's not good. I need more than that. You could maybe fall on that after you have other 4 or 5 good, strong arguments. Maybe, but no. Yeah, the tradition, you can't just lean on that.
Get back to the 1890s.
What you're saying right now is so incoherent. I actually don't even understand.
Well,
it.
that's what. Listen, when you're
completely
running out of bullets,
incoherent.
when you're running out of bullets,
What's
the last
just
thing you do is
incoherent?
the shame. All right,
I'm not even trying to shame you.
Wait, you cannot say that. You is insulting first, sir.
It's just incoherent.
I need you to catch up with me.
Okay, catch me up.
He's been saying catch up for the longest. Like you're the one that you can't. Okay.
Lacking if you can't keep it up.
It's
All right,
incoherent.
now here's the problem.
It's incoherent.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
I don't know what to tell you.
Here's the problem. You're
2,000 years ago they were chopping heads off. Who gives a shit?
Listen,
What does that
you
mean?
said 2,000 years ago. I'm coming up with yours. Your holy religious 2,000 years ago. It's been a part of the
What does that have to do with this?
Exactly. Here's the problem. You're cherry picking.
Cherry picking what?
Listen,
I'm listening.
I'm gonna slow you down. I'm gonna slow you down.
Right now, yeah. Andrew might be tweaking right now. Andrew probably tweaking right now.
Slow you down,
okay?
Because it's hard for you to keep up.
It is.
I understand.
I
understand because you haven't been across. This is your toughest debate. Your
he's
audience
doing too
knows
much.
it.
He's doing
There's
too
no God in marriage.
Okay.
In the United States,
Yeah.
Can we agree to that? When you get to divorce, there's no God in marriage.
Can't agree to that.
We need to agree to it because when you go into divorce court, there's no God.
Yeah,
you
but
can't bring in your God and your Bible, and at that particular point, none of your ecclesiastics marriage works.
Okay.
Period.
So the thing is, you just said, can we agree that there's no God in marriage? And then
You don't have to agree.
But hang on, calm down. And then you switched over to divorce. There's no God in divorce. But those are two different questions and proposition. Hang on, relax. The second thing is
that's true.
Is that me saying that what made marriage a great institution is this whole Sky Daddy character, and that the institution has been in place for 2,000 years, and it's been, hang on, calm down, and it's been a strong institution. I'm not actually sure how tying in that at the time they cut people's heads off, what that has to do with the fact that in the 1950s and 40s, you still had 95% of these marriages staying together. This is not ancient history.
See, that just people staying together has absolutely nothing to do with outcomes. Like, I don't have to give an analogy, but y'all understand, like, simply stating that people weren't getting divorced in 2,000 years ago at all. Look, therefore, let's do religion. It's like, bro, just because women also didn't have the fucking freedom to actually move about this world and do what they wanted as they wanted. And you're never getting rid of that at this point. There's no going back to putting women behind closed doors, covering their faces, can't do or learn nothing but raise a kid. That world is gone. It's never coming back. Therefore, let's work in this framework, which kind of goes in Greg Adams' favor in this argument, in this part of the argument. People weren't getting divorced. In 95% of people weren't divorced. Does that mean things were better necessarily? What is that? What does that statistic tell you about the outcomes of then? We also had a life expectancy of what, 50, maybe? At that point, you lived to 45, maybe. What is that giving you? That's not enough information, sir.
This is
The
not even
silent
early American
generation.
history. That's hang on. That's in your grandfather's lifetime, basically. And then, by the way, that was the case for black marriages as well. Very strong institutions. But all of those institutions were that way because they followed that whole Sky Daddy thing. They were like, oh, that Sky
But
Daddy.
again, these people are so dishonest with this stat because I can't keep saying it. I'm gonna keep. I can't, but I am. It doesn't mean that everybody's lives was better. Life expectancy was shorter. It's probably way more domestic abuse going on. It was probably more suicidal ideation. People weren't as educated. You know, they love to act like everybody was like just everybody was a scholar back then. And it's like, no, I'm not saying that people weren't highly intelligent, but people are a lot smarter now. Like the potential is just, the ceiling is just almost unreachable in 2025 versus 1925. Like, it's just totally different, the scale of what people are able to learn and know and grow from today than back then. And just to think like, yeah, let's go back to that where everybody was getting married under God and women just stayed at home and raised the kids. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the best way to do things. And you have to make that argument, and that's just saying it, people didn't get divorced is not a good argument.
Might us if we don't. And so what you do here is you're giving the classic progressive argument, which is, well, you know, guys.
Right. People was having kids at like 14. That shit is not a good thing today. Kids having kids at 14 is not ideal right now. When you maybe had a lifespan of 45, I guess. But no, you cannot have a kid at fucking 14.
True that it's a great institution, and it is true it's the best place in the world to have children for the continuation of the species. And also, it's fantastic for men's health. It's fantastic for their mental health. It's great for them in almost every way. But that divorce thing is real bad, and I counter. You're right. That divorce thing is real bad. We have now a center of agreement. But now we're going back to the marriage in the West thing, which is that whole great institution problem. Well, if we agree that what made it good, which you just did, is, hey, that Sky Daddy guy, and then I point out that right now you can still utilize that Sky Daddy guy for an ecclesiastical marriage outside of the state. Hang on. And the only thing you can do is say, what about common law? But you can't cover anybody from common law. And at least in the ecclesiastical institution, you have social pressures on women to stay married. You can't offer a man anything like that. Give me a single social pressure you can offer that would actually keep these marriages together. One. What? Just one.
Can I answer something
Yeah.
you just said? This would be interesting.
I can't
because
wait.
You said
But can you answer that question, then
No,
answer?
before.
Oh, of
the
course.
1940s.
Of course, you gotta ask me a question
Because
before you
listen, I'm
answer
listening. I'm listening to you. You asked the question at the end. If you would have asked it at the beginning, possibly I might have been able to address it. But let me address this point.
Okay.
You said
You just admitted to not wanting to answer a question. That's
the 1940s and 1950s with this imaginary Sky Daddy controlling marriages. That sounds like enforcement, because by the time the
Doesn't it?
1970s came around, the very first chance women got to file a no-fault divorce without need for evidence, without need to have a private investigator to prove an affair.
Was no
They
fault the
did.
70s?
Yes, it was the 70s, started by Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I'll educate you.
But hang on.
Came along. Hold on for a second. No.
Yeah.
I got the
Go
floor
ahead.
here. I got the floor. So you said the religious institutions governed it and made it great. The 1970s came along, and as soon as they did, women started to file divorces at record rates, which is back to my conversation. As soon as you remove the authority of Sky Daddy, now you're back with the state, and now you have difficulty, and now the risk is now greater.
Oh.
So that's the issue that
Then
you
it
have.
sounds like men should be moving towards Sky Daddy then, because it mitigates their risk.
The courts, the nation should be
There's
moving
no
towards
courts.
that. But how do you enforce that?
What court?
You're-
What
I don't
courts?
know if
You're
that
not getting a marriage
mitigates
from the
it.
state. What courts are involved here?
Everything you told me is a make-believe scenario.
How? You can
You're
do it right
telling-
now. How is it make believe?
How do you do that when people, the
Here's what you
marriages do say,
yeah.
I know, you want to go
I'll
back to
tell you how.
ecclesiastics. This
No,
is
I'll
going to
tell
be
you,
a
I can do it
problem.
right
Okay.
this second.
Okay,
You can
can
go do it right now.
You can do it at this particular
can't
point.
do.
However,
What do you mean?
here's the problem.
Okay.
Can you get men to do it?
Yes.
Okay, you might be able to think you can get men to do it, but as soon as they do it, I want you to stick around for the average of 8 to 10 years when these men start getting divorced. See, what you're doing is you're leading.
We've been
hold on
watching
for a
it for
second.
longer.
You're going to lead men into a burning building.
Oh.
And the reason why, and this is a famous quote by Martin Luther King, is
This
because
is
the law.
just why aren't you advocating I think there's a strong argument to advocate for people that want to be married to get married. I think there's good arguments there. At that point, you need to argue how to get in a good marriage and stay in it to reap the best outcomes. You just saying like men shouldn't get married because divorce is really bad. That is a that's like saying what's the point of living life because you gonna die. It's just like, yes, we're gonna die, but you want to make the most out of why you're here because you're here for your own time being and everybody and the people around you, and you want to make all of that, work well with one another. Because we're here and nobody wants to be here and be miserable. But it's just like, it just feels like he's saying, like, what's the point of getting married? Because, like I said, what's the point of living? Because you're going to die. Getting married doesn't divorce does not inevitably follow marriage. And you need to argue why marriage is bad because you don't have to be divorced from a marriage, period.
Laws of integration didn't catch up fast enough for what he wanted for people to integrate. And what happened was it took him 12 to 15 years to realize that he led men or black people into a burning building in which integration was not possible at the time. Okay. You are also proposing the same thing. And I would like for you to stick around to see the results of what you're proposing, because eventually you would have to pay the price. How did Martin Luther King pay the price? You would have to pay the price for the men that you misled.
So Martin Luther misled men, and that's why he was killed?
I said he misled black people. You missed that part.
Those
He said,
are
okay, let me repeat it because you're slow. All right, you definitely are slow in Neanderthal.
That's for sure.
Let me tell you something.
See, you definitely slow. You're a Neanderthal. That's crazy.
You missed that part. He said, okay, let me repeat it because you're slow. All right, you definitely are slow in Neanderthal. Let me tell you something.
I think he feels like he's losing. It's no reason to throw that type of insult at this point. And I don't even fucking like Andrew. But this was stupid.
That part. He said, okay, let me repeat it because you're slow. All right, you definitely are slow in Neanderthal. Let me tell you something. Martin Luther King said specifically, related to black people and civil rights, I'll speak slowly for you, that he believed.
Tatted, I agree. I don't agree with either one of them. I don't agree with Andrew prescriptions, but Andrew is making better arguments in this point in time Coach Greg Adams is not even arguing marriage. He's arguing about divorce, which this isn't about divorce because divorce is not marriage. They're two different things. They're two different concepts. Yes, one comes from the other, but you cannot inevitably tie divorce to marriage. So it's just, but yes, and I agree. The church being an enforcement, because what more of an enforcement can the church be outside of the law? I mean, what the church going to do? Beat you up? That's illegal. So then what? Like, it's just stupid.
At the end, he led them into a burning building. I'm going to speak slower. The reason why is because the laws of integration did not catch up with what he would like to present. Black people weren't ready to integrate. As a result, he said, I may have led my people, that means his people, into a burning building.
Okay.
I would like for you, under your scenario, if your movement takes off.
If CGA is really divorced, that says a lot. If he is, I don't know that. I'm hoping you got the correct information for you to say that. The other option was Machiavelli Mills talking about Trap Lord Ross.
Yeah. To see the results.
I'm going to go to that soon, actually.
Martin Luther King, 12, 15 years to see the
Okay,
results
I understand
of
now.
his efforts.
Yeah.
You're proposing something very extreme that majority of people aren't going to do. But let's just say if, because you like to hide in the clouds of make-believe,
They did.
this works,
Right.
I would love to see you represent these men in a divorce when they get their head bit off by these so-called women that are forced by Sky Daddy to stay in these
Is
marriages.
it really, like, I don't even understand how
You
to
don't understand.
how to
I know you have a hard time understanding.
I do. I don't actually even understand how to respond to a lot of this because it's so incoherent. But I'm going to try anyway.
Oh yeah, see, this is
So
I
let's
see
start-
this is his always incoherent when he understands. Perhaps you don't
This-
understand.
this isn't-
That might be what it is,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's okay to say you don't understand, and I can speak slowly. For
I
you.
don't understand now, but I'm going
Of
to tell you
course.
why. I'm going to
Of
tell you
course,
why.
dismissive. I mean, you know,
I'm going to tell you
it's
why.
okay.
He's
When
been
you're losing,
insulting
just say you're
him.
losing, and I can speak.
Let
for
me
you
know
a
when I
little
can
bit
talk
slower.
and you gas out.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah,
here's
typical tactic, but you
here's-
can work that against these
Okay, so I still
OnlyFans
can't
girls.
talk.
Hey,
Go
listen,
Oh my God, Coach Greg Adams is coming off so insecure. Like, he's trying to find every way to insult him, and it's getting annoying. This is so annoying. Bro, you just contend with the arguments. You're like looking for every opportunity to insult him, and it's annoying as fuck.
you can work that tactic against those OnlyFans girls that you debate, debating 23-year-old ignorant
Bro,
women.
all this shit is stupid. Like, stop. Yes, Andrew does do that, but stop. You look like the loser. You don't deserve this. The only way, listen, I'm not even against insults. I'm against ad homs, but I'm not against insults in a debate if it's deserved. You need to earn your insult. And at this point, Andrew's been earned some insults and some really good ones at this point. I don't even think he's insulted him yet. He's just said your argument's incoherent. But when you insult somebody in a debate, I feel like it should be because of somebody like Greg Adams, where you're trying to have a real argument, but they are insulting you and you're holding back, and it's like, all right, now I'm finna fire up on your ass. I'm finna fire your ass up. Because this is fucking stupid. This is irritating because he doesn't deserve any of this because he hasn't made good arguments and Andrew has not insulted him. So he doesn't deserve this.
They're smarter than you.
But now
They're
you're sitting
smarter than
across
you.
from a person.
They're way smarter than you.
Yeah, you're sitting across from a person here.
Oh no,
that's looking at a Neanderthal. Say you don't understand something very
Well, let
simple.
me know when you gas out
This
so
is
I
the
can
simplest thing that you can understand.
Okay.
Oh
Here
my
we go.
God.
Here we go.
Are you sure? I can actually do it this
And
time?
please put me to sleep. Please.
Okay, so
See, like, this is pathetic. Oh my God.
Here's why it's incoherent, and there's a bunch of this I don't understand. You keep on saying that these men are going to get divorced, and yet I'm proposing non-state marriages. How are they going to get divorced? Well, you can only say then via common
This is
law.
still a stupid argument, though.
But again, you have no defense yourself against.
Yeah, man. World. I could, if you want to be somebody else, I could change it. I got Sonic, Sonic, Marvel. Not everybody from Marvel, but I think it's mainly Marvel vs. Capcom characters. Dragon Ball Z, Marvel, Sonic, and I think that's it. Yeah,
These are if scenarios.
I
mean,
don't.
come on, man. Please, you said I was going to debate somebody
This
that's going to
is-
come.
Why do you
this
keep
is a if
filibustering?
scenario?
I
Give
let
me
you
a real
speak.
scenario.
I let you
please.
speak the entire time.
Give me something to speak about.
Okay,
You're giving
I'm
me
not
an if
asking you to
scenario.
speak.
You're trying to invite
Listen.
me to your church.
I'm just
I'm not
asking
going to
you.
your church. Please give me a
Bro.
real scenario.
You have to shut up long enough for me to
Come
do
on,
it.
please. I've been
Right.
here 30 minutes waiting for you to do it.
All right.
No, you're
So,
not.
Okay, so what I don't understand here, again, and I'm going to ask again, in your incoherent worldview,
Okay, please.
you keep on saying that these men who I propose this to are going to get divorced. But I'm not proposing that they get married through the state. The state's the one who does the divorces. So if the only thing you could say is that there's a potential for common law here. But
I do,
that's
man,
something you
world.
yourself cannot guard them from by your own admission. The second problem that we have here is that I don't have to stick around for 10 or 15 years because we can look at the numbers right now in religious marriage for what this looks like. And here's what this looks like. If you're Catholic, you're way less likely to get divorced. And if you're Orthodox, even less likely to get divorced. And it's because of that ecclesiastical structure. You're not ever going to be able to prevent it.
Since you knew in my chat, your name not showing up yet, but I could change you. I could, Mad World, since you knew I can't do it yet, it's got to get time to, refresh everything, and I'll change you to Spider-Man. Namer, no, I'm sorry, you cannot be Michael Jackson. I am the only Michael Jackson. I'm sorry. Can't do it. I'm sorry. I'll fuck with you hard. Anybody else you want? Even Spider-Man, Venom, some of my other favorites, Knuckles. But yeah, I'm the only MJ. And it's a reason. You see, nobody has ever been MJ in my chat.
All risk from divorce, not under any
Thank
thing.
you, God. That's
not,
that's the most realistic
not
thing
under
we've said
any,
all day.
but not under any system.
Correct.
Is that going to be the case?
But why are Catholics getting divorced?
And
How do
even
they get
want to.
divorced?
They get annulments. They don't even get divorces.
Okay,
and it's
but how
a
does it
really long
so
process, and it's rare.
Christians have a similar divorce rate than the secular.
No.
So they have a very close. So how do they get divorced?
I'm going to
How do
explain.
Christians get
Tom,
divorced?
I'll answer your question.
Tell me, because I know how to get divorced.
So if
right
you
into the
say-
divorce court.
Yeah, I know. So because they call it state marriage.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm proposing that they don't do that, right?
Okay, a land of make believe.
How's that?
I don't get how Andrew is arguing that a non-state marriage is gonna reinforce it more or make it a better marriage. That it really needs to show off of being a better marriage, but it's just I don't get. He's not tying that knot for me. I'm not interested in their conversation. I just like hearing people argue. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at hearing people argue. I fully understand what you're saying. I watch debate content all day.
If you can go fucking do it right now.
Please tell me what
are you talking about?
What percentage of people do this particular thing?
Neighbor.
Why would that matter? Let's say it's
does it
one
matter?
person.
Okay,
Why would that
it's
matter?
one person. So you're taking a very small chance. You're arguing against me that has millions of people on my
Who
side.
are getting
and
divorced and
millions-
you don't
but
want
you're
them to.
telling me a small 20 people in a little house on the prairie.
Yeah.
Appeal to ad populum, no.
That do these, that you govern people without electricity and you riding horse and carriages.
Yeah.
You're telling me that small percentage of people are going to lead a movement of doing something you're proposing here on YouTube. This is going. How many people are doing this?
Okay, why
How
would
many
that matter?
It would matter because
Why?
then we can use some data to determine, do these people end up in divorce?
Well, we can
More
do it.
than likely.
This is great
Please
because
do.
we can look at the data. So
I
let's
would
look
love
at.
to, please.
Do you want to look at the Catholic data and Orthodox data for marriage?
We're talking about your ecclesiastic proposal.
That
That's what
is
we're
the
talking about.
This is
Okay.
the ecclesiastical
If
proposal.
we're using Catholic and Christians, their divorce rate tends to be very close.
I'll look it up.
It's very close. Let's
Not
go ahead and look it up.
I know, right? TJ, Sean Kelly is a bad moderator. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. Matter of fact, I think even when they ask him to look shit up, he never really pulls it up.
Hold up.
Self-ID Christians.
Okay,
Self-ID Christians.
Okay.
Self-ID.
Self-ID. No, let's just put Christians.
Christian?
He's like,
Christian and
he
Catholic?
likes
You have to
dice
define-
up-
you have
he
to tell
likes
me what a
He
Christian
likes to
is.
dice up all of these people.
It's
And listen,
important.
listen. I would love to go to your church one day. I would be a wonderful guest, and I would love to thump the Bible, and I would love to say a prayer with you. However, this conversation
I think I
Can we pull up my
do.
screen?
I
very
think,
much a Sky Daddy conversation.
All right, we got Tad
it's
repress.
about belief.
If I don't have
Sky Daddy,
her, if I don't have her, tell me who else you want because I'm not 100%. But if I don't have her, tell me your next option.
You
we
brought it up
we
about
got
the
the divorce rates
ecclesiastic
pulled up right
marriage.
here.
That's not.
You brought that up.
What is that?
So
That's,
that is a religious
if
argument.
you're an
which more
atheist, you
people
should
in
be
a
able to
religion-
to
listen,
contend with
listen,
that.
A lot of people would not want to do that. You're telling me a small percentage
Who
of people are going
cares?
to do
We're
this.
talking about mitigating the rates of
Okay,
divorce. It
now,
doesn't matter how many
can
do
we
it.
move forward from this one? We agree to disagree.
No, we
Can
don't agree to
Yeah, I don't
disagree.
have
You
her.
want
What's your
to
next
argue.
option? I don't have.
want
I don't have.
counter-argument.
I'm not going to argue in your land.
Natasha.
Yeah, because you can't. You have no
Because
counter
it's
arguments.
ridiculous. It's
You don't have
ridiculous.
one counter argument.
Here's a counter argument.
Okay, what is it?
There's no God in marriage. How many times do I have to say that?
That's an
If you
assertion.
end
It's
up-
not an argument.
Mr. MAGA thinks he knows about the. Yeah, he's trying to appeal to the black community because he know Coach Greg Adams probably has a big black audience and no, bro, stop, don't do it.
Up in divorce court, God doesn't matter. None of this matters. That's real. That's the realest argument that you can possibly hear. Soon as
How do you end up in a divorce court without the state?
Hold on for a second. Hold on
How?
for a second. Hold on for a second.
Okay, what they say? Divorce rates by religion. Non-religious is the highest. Wait. Okay, so national average of all people, 1/3 of ever married adults are divorced. Highest is non-religious. Then you got the evangelicals, mainline Protestants, and Catholics. Okay. It's a fair argument. That's a fair argument. But again, it doesn't mean that they're living in a good marriage. Tatted, I got Amy from Sonic. I got Psylocke, Storm. I think Dragon Ball Z. Android I don't want to say the wrong number. The blonde android. Let me see, Adam. If this your first time, I'm not gonna be able to do it. If this your first time in the chat, your name won't show up. I don't know if it's supersonic.
Okay.
In the 1940s, which you so love, I don't know why you don't live there. You look like you live there. You're dressed like you live there.
They
Here's
wore
the problem.
hoodies and
Hold on
jeans
for a
in the
second.
40s,
Hold on for a second. Here's the problem.
Okay.
These people.
Yeah, Adam,
under
if you knew, your name
authoritative
not gonna show up yet.
Godly marriage still got divorced at
I'll have to do it
high
after
rates.
this.
Once no fault divorce showed up, it started at 25%. Then by the time you get
I
here, it's
got
close to
you.
40 and 50%. It's still prevalent. I'm
Wow.
giving you the reality here.
Storm.
You're trying to drag me back over here to the little house on the prairie. It's not working. It's not going to work with me. How about this?
How about a counter argument?
If
Can I get
traditional
one of
marriage,
those?
I gave you one.
I'm sorry, I get them androids mixed up. I'm so sorry. It's
Come on,
hard.
man.
What is the
Come on,
counter
man.
argument? Come
Listen,
on, man. It's
shout
not a
out to
counter argument.
PCJ.
What's the counter
There's
argument?
no God in marriage. And
That's
divorce
an
court,
assertion, not
there's
an
no
argument.
God in divorce court.
That's not an
I assert
argument.
that there's no
Okay, well,
God
there
in
is a
divorce
God
court.
in divorce court. Argument defeated.
Exactly.
Argument defeated.
Oh my goodness, boy! All right.
No
You
One
know, there's a
Piece.
sandbox
Only
outside.
anime I got is
just
DBZ.
ridiculous.
Here's a
I
problem.
want an argument
This is the
here.
absolute argument.
Okay.
You're trying to drag me to church. I'm taking you outside of church. You can't combat it because you want to battle inside the church. I'm not letting you. So let's get back to the
I
state.
don't care if secularists get married.
Let's get back to the state
What do you mean?
and that divorce rate. Did you find out the numbers?
He does, I mean, I do want Andrew to ground his arguments in a non-religious conversation because if he's not talking to you in that realm, you can't have a conversation. You just can't.
Pulled it up earlier, but I'll pull it up again. It's
He
up
needs
on
to
the
just avoid all of it.
screen. Can you guys see this? Catholic, 19 to 25%. Mainline Protestant, 30 to 35%. Evangelical, 26 to 33.
That's up there.
Now, pull
That's
up
up there.
That's up there. Well, it's not the point. If it's the least though, that it's more telling. Yeah, I believe I got Super Saiyan. Do you want to be Super Saiyan? It should be telling that Catholics have the smallest divorce rate, regardless if it's high or not. It leans in Andrew's favor still.
40,
Orthodox.
33, 34, 30. That's pretty high.
Orthodox divorce rate. Let's see.
17 to 20?
I see average 33%.
That's
US
U.S.
average.
That's evangelical
adults.
Protestants. That's with the
It says
coalition
Orthodox
of all of
adults
them.
ever divorced 17 to 20. U.S.
Yes.
adult average 33%.
Yeah, so they're much lower.
It says in the U.S. 33%. The
They're
Orthodox ever divorced. That's worldwide.
Yeah, they're much lower rates.
Okay, but you're saying that they can't get divorced. That's what you said.
No, bro.
You said, is that what you said?
The whole point
said
here
they
is
can't
how
get
do we
divorced because you're
mitigate the
enforcing
risk
them.
of divorce? You can't ever completely mitigate
30%.
it. It can't
Right.
ever be completely mitigated, but you can mitigate the risk of divorce.
Okay, great.
It is lower. They're
Much
saying
lower,
lower.
much lower.
Okay, all right. So a chance of getting hit 30% versus 44%. This doesn't defeat the argument.
It does defeat the
divorces,
argument.
Those divorces happen in the court of law because no divorce cannot
That's
be
right.
reported in
So this
that's
is
not in the
great.
court of law.
Actually,
so what is the divorce
yeah.
that happens outside of the court of law? If it's 33% in the court of law with your Orthodox ecclesiastic marriage, what is it outside? What
Divorce
is it
is
within
wonderful.
It's even lower.
that? Okay, so add that 10%.
yes. No,
now
no,
we're
no,
at 40%.
No, you wouldn't
Whatever.
add that. You wouldn't add.
Hey Jimmy, you talking to a? I'm a Kevin Samuels fan. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I
That's
ain't
the
gonna lie
legal
to you.
divorce. When you say a divorce, those are reported divorces.
Coach Greg Adams and Andrew Wilson.
Legally, that means these people filed in the legal reported system. That's 30+%. Okay, you said there would be more that were outside of the
No, less.
outside of the state.
Less.
No, hold on for a second.
Less.
There's additional
No.
outside of the
No.
outside of the state.
No.
Oh, there's none.
Well,
So you're
no,
saying
no,
there's zero.
Not really.
What are you saying?
Okay, so let me explain.
Please,
so that you understand.
Additional to the 33%.
Coach
that you
Greg
have to-
Adams'
Can you at least let me
condescension
finish
is
this
is
time?
Please do
killing
it,
me,
because
bro.
you're slow.
So if it's the case,
Because
if
you're
it's the case you're in
slow.
an ecclesiastical marriage, you're still adding usually the state.
Oh my
These people are all
God.
adding the state. Okay. The Catholics themselves, if you were to look at their annulments rate from the ecclesiastical authority, it's actually much lower than even the percentage.
Again, like I get it. I get that it sounds good to say that Catholics don't get divorced, the annulment rate is low, but what does their marriage look like? You have to go deeper than that. You have to go deeper. You have to. Because I am curious. I haven't looked it up. I don't want to divert too much because I'm already in this longer than I want to. Maybe if I pull it up afterwards, I'll put it in when I make this a video, I'll put the stat up of what the regret rates or the happiness that people feel after a divorce. I wonder if most divorce, well, as far in regards to the divorce and maybe outside of everything else in their life, how do they feel about the decision of their divorce? I need to look that up. I haven't looked that up. I want to look that up. How people feel after they've been divorced. What does the stats on that looks like? just in regards to the divorce. Now, anything else in their life, do you feel like your divorce was good? Do you feel better about it? That's a statistic I need to look up. I'm like I said, I don't want to divert too much right now because I'm not a full-time streamer. I can't be on here 8 hours. But yeah, maybe one day, y'all.
That you're getting from the state because they add the state in, which means some people will ignore the ecclesiastical authority and get divorced anyway.
You're right,
That's
PTJ.
exactly
I
what
agree.
I've been telling you. The entire
Nobody
time. And
ever
then what-
argued that.
Exactly. But so
We're
I
arguing
said I
about
was broke as hell, but I was happy. How long was you married, bro?
mitigating the risk. Mitigating
Seems
the
like there's
risk.
still a risk.
No, it would mitigate the risk.
Wait, what?
So
We're
how do you
arguing about
mitigate- you're saying
mitigating the risk. Mitigating
Seems
the
like there's
risk.
still a risk.
No, it would mitigate the risk.
It seems like there's still a risk. What doesn't have a risk, though, Coach? Like, you can't just say there's still a risk. There's a risk in everything you do, bro. Come on.
So the risk is slightly lower.
Much lower.
Okay, that's not that much lower.
It's
The
much
divorce rate is
lower.
40%. You're talking
Mad World, I'm thinking about it. I've been seeing a lot about it, and I like those type of games. I might play Dispatch.
about 33% to 40%.
No, we're
Damn, 2 years had hurt your pockets, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
not. We're talking about 20% to 35 to 40%.
Okay, so that's lower.
Yes.
Okay, that's all you got. Now, here's
That's
the
all I
problem.
need.
That's not all you need because there's still risk. How do you say
Nobody said there wouldn't be risk.
Exactly.
You
So
can't
at this
mitigate
particular
risk for
point-
anything 100%. It's not possible.
Exactly. So now why are we telling men to get married? at that
Because you
particular
have
point?
to, because everything is a cost-benefit analysis. Your issue
Right.
is not marriage. Your issue is with mitigating
At
the risk.
this point, it's not marriage.
It's
This is the only.
mitigating-
This is hold on for a
Damn,
second.
Bandito, I don't want don't do that, man. You gonna make me feel bad, bro.
Can I say this?
Oh my God.
You're,
It's gonna be
Can you
hold
ever
on,
stop
let me
saying something
say.
so I
Come
can
on,
say
listen.
something?
At this particular point, listen,
Okay, I'm
you're
listening.
telling me from this point, we haven't even got.
Hey, that's why I say, y'all, like, as far as TJ, Bandito, PTJ, marriage can be beneficial for some people, and it's exactly what they need because of a decision they made prior. So we have to absolutely observe. We have to push people to make good choices prior to getting married, and if they in it, choices to where you go from there. Even if it leads to divorce, how can you do it amicably? If you want to stay together, what's a healthy way to move forward within the marriage because y'all want to make it work? But you can't just be like, don't get married because you might get divorced. Like, that's stupid. What? Don't get a job, you might get fired. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, that's not a real solution. Married a year. There you go, TJ. So your divorce was probably necessary. 8 years is a pretty fucking long time. So, I mean, and you probably like, shit, I needed that divorce to be in the marriage I'm in now. So, divorce is necessary sometimes. Just saying people aren't getting divorced doesn't mean people are living a fulfilled lives or their kids are getting the best out of it.
The entire marriage because you're still over in
Exactly, Danielle.
the make believe. We haven't even got to the other issues
What's
of marriage.
make-believe?
Hold on for a second. We still haven't got to the other.
You're
issues
right,
of marriage.
PTJ. You
So
wasn't
you're
here
telling-
earlier, PTJ, when I said that. I was like, we can't just keep acting like every person that's born is supposed to get married because that's just not reality. Everybody that's a person does not have to be married, and that doesn't have to be the goal for everybody. It's best that we let people live the lives that's meant for them
telling me about the
without harming others.
mitigation risk, and we've wasted too much time on it. Can we talk about the other issues of marriage?
Well,
Which
okay.
are sexless
Can
marriage.
we at least wrap this up?
Yeah,
real
let
quick?
Andrew finalize this, and then
Yeah,
we'll move on
so
to that.
the thing is like
A
the problem
certified cheater.
You said it was a great institution. If you say it's a great institution, even when it was a great institution, people were still getting divorced. So if that's the case, what you're really after is just mitigating risk. And I'm giving you a perfect way to mitigate risk, right? And the fact of the matter is that it is becoming more and more popular to do it this way. Prenup plus ecclesiastical authority almost mitigates your risk entirely, except for common law, but you can pick the state to live in for that. And you, by your own logic, can't defer from common law either. You can't protect men from that. So the thing is like, you can't have it both ways. You can't agree marriage is good and the backbone for the West and you really like it and it's fucking great and it's a great institution, but also don't do it because it's make-believe that you can mitigate risk even though you can right this second. That's insane.
Listen,
Final
point. Let's get to the other risks that are associated with it. We got that.
I feel like he rarely is responding to Andrew. And it's somebody that doesn't like Andrew, disagrees with him most of the time. He's not contending with these arguments, and that only makes his side look worse because when Andrew is presenting viable arguments, you don't have a response to them, which makes his arguments look stronger, even though they're not the best arguments that you can think of. God. Adam, that's funny as fuck. That's true. I'm talking about Adam. Andrew, that smoke can be real on stream. And now I'm finna pay more attention to his behavior because I think Andrew, when he can't smoke, probably is probably a different aura.
It's not a final point on this.
That is
make the final point and then
listen,
go to
listen.
that.
I'm a grown man. I'm not 22-year-old OnlyFans. I'm gonna
Or
say
it might show that Andrew don't need to smoke.
what I want to say. Listen to this. At this particular point,
You
we're
got me
moving
on that
forward.
one.
Listen, we're moving forward.
Okay, we're moving
At this
forward.
point, what are the other risks that we want to guard against? We got the divorce.
And you know what also y'all notice? Andrew doesn't even have to, if Andrew resists from insulting him or doing ad homs, or you know what I'm saying? If he can refrain from that at this point, Andrew is completely winning the debate by this. Optically, even if I disagree with Andrew, but in this argument he's winning. But optically, Andrew's winning because Coach has insulted him numerous times and Andrew has not insulted him back, except probably just now, but that was a light jab. And all he has to do is keep presenting his arguments because Coach Greg Adams is refusing to refute his arguments. And with Andrew not insulting him, optically he wins to 99% of people because his composure has been better and his arguments are not getting refuted. Greg Adams is like not engaging with his arguments whatsoever.
You're going to put them on the ecclesiastic paperwork. Less people are doing that.
Exactly, Namer.
Not a lot of people know how to do it. He just got married. He didn't do it. All right. I can almost guarantee.
Probably not.
Exactly.
So what?
So now, less people are going to do this. Not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of men are going to
So it
prepare
sounds like we
themselves to
should
do
try to
that.
change that, huh?
Exactly. So that would be
I
a
agree.
very tough
We should
scenario,
try to change
and
it.
most likely it's not going to happen moving forward.
Okay.
There are other issues in marriage
Okay, let's
that
get to 'em.
typically, if depending on what authority you go under, are still a risk for men. Yeah, it's great for the backbone, but a lot of men are in sexless marriages. A lot of women are in sexless marriages. The percentage of affairs in marriages are still a big issue.
You keep, oh God, like you. If I was to say like, say you want to say you want to go to the NBA, like you want to go to the NBA, and you right at the door, like you finna get drafted, like shit, you're gonna be at practice for 5 days a week. You know, you might get sore, you might get an injury. You know, you might get some calluses on your feet and your hands. You know, you might get athlete's foot. You're gonna be living in hotel to hotel. You know, you're gonna just be surrounded by men, even though women gonna throw themselves at you. But you always gonna be around sweaty men. You're gonna be at practice all day. You're gonna be sore. You're gonna be tired. You ain't gonna have no time to relax. You know, all the things I said, and probably a bunch of other issues that I'm not privy to because I'm not in the NBA. And it's just like, what can't you do that about anything that you engage with? Like, what is it that you cannot just name a bunch of bad outcomes of things? It's not unique to marriage. You got sexless marriages. You got whatever. I don't even know what he said, but you can name off the bad things while you just completely ignore the good of it. And yeah, it sounds bad if you just only name the bad things. But that's not an honest engagement with the premise of the debate. It's not honest at all. It's just purely dishonest to be like, yeah, look at all these bad things that are possible outcomes of marriage that's not inherent or strongly substantiated by any evidence that it's most people's situation. You know, it might be most people's situation that get divorced. Maybe. But you got to substantiate that as in a strong, not even correlation, but causation of marriage. And you can't just, because usually with shit like a sexless marriage, well, what led to it being sexless? You can't ignore that part of it because there's a reason it's a sexless marriage. They didn't have sex, get married, and stop having sex, therefore marriage bad because it's sexless. That's so fucking stupid.
That can't be addressed. Those risks
Namer
are gonna be
is
tough.
funny
And
as
now
fuck, y'all.
you have an issue because now whoever's your authority has to mitigate that risk. Now all of a sudden they have to govern or socially pressure the women, and that's going to be difficult to do. 20%, 30% of sexless marriages, 20-30% of people having affairs.
I'm not gonna say affairs necessarily have to come with something. People have affairs for no reason, but even that some people can move past it, some people can't. But it's just not arguments against marriage. It's just,
this is not the intent of people who get married. So yes, we have the divorce.
Obviously.
We set that aside.
and
now,
and getting injured is not the intent of going to the NBA, but it increases your chances, don't it? Going to the NBA, you probably have a good chance of getting injured versus if you don't play the sport professionally. If you play for fun, you got a less chance of getting injured. So that's not, you don't go into the NBA thinking you're gonna get injured, do you? And having your career ended for permanently. You know, it's possible, Do we just tell niggas don't go to the NBA because you might suffer a life altering injury? No. CTE for football? No. We let people make those decisions, don't we? And we just tell them that they're there. But you don't say that don't do it because of this off chance of this bad thing.
What about within the marriage?
You just prepare yourself if said bad thing happens to occur. You might get CTE. Maybe don't spend your money on prostitutes and porn. You might break your ankle. You might get your Achilles torn, whatever the hell. Your ACL might get fucked up. Don't put all your money in mansions and munchies. I don't fucking know. I was trying to rhyme. But you get my point, y'all. Y'all fully understand what I'm talking about. You prep people for these life-changing decisions you make. You don't tell them to avoid it completely when there's such a high upside. We finna move on.
I'm assuming we set that aside. Now, what about within the marriage? How do you mitigate the risk for that? I'm assuming you're going to have the ecclesiastic come through the home and force the wives to fuck their husbands.
Oh, that's quite the straw man. But I'll go ahead and answer. Actually, the ecclesiastical authority does mitigate against this, and here's my proofs. Proof one. If it is the case that you get married to a woman who's a virgin, but she's a virgin because she's a Christian, hang on, let me get through the entirety of the arguments before you start freaking out. If it is the case, your chances of that marriage ending, very, very, very small, one. And two, they report that they have a happier sex life. This is actually the case with the decrease in body count, which generally comes with the more religious people, meaning the more that you take your religion seriously, the more that you pray, the more that you engage in that whole ecclesiastical authority thing, the less likely it is you step out of your marriage, significantly less likely. The less likely it is that you end up in a sexless marriage. You know why? Because there's a reinforcement in Christianity that men and women are not allowed to deprive each other of that, of sex, when it comes to marriage.
Again, but nobody's keeping tabs on that. This is stupid.
And you find that people who follow the traditional faith generally don't. And so, yes, the ecclesiastical authority preaches that from the pulpit. So,
what is that? Why is he saying that like that's a guy? They preach that from the pulpit. Like, what does that mean to people's actual everyday lives in their marriage? Like, preaching something from the pulpit does not mean they're gonna act it out in behind closed doors.
Sorry, lady, you gotta fuck your husband. That's part of God's law.
Okay, so you think that means she's gonna go home and do it because God's law says it?
Yeah. What do you got for him? Go out and just fuck everybody? What are you going?
He can't, Danielle. He won't engage. He keeps diverting back to the religious argument because it's harder for him to engage with the secular marriage. He wants to get rid of it because he thinks there's no benefit. But as if Andrew is almost treating the church as the law. Like, he doesn't want to engage with the secular arguments because he thinks there's no point. But then he treats the church as some type of governing embodiment force of the marriage when actually the secular, if not even just the secular, because the law protects secular and religious marriages. But regardless, the government would be the enforcement, not to you having sex with your husband, but so you don't get mistreated to an extent that your person is affected in the long run from the marriage. The law protects you more than the church ever could. But he keeps acting like the church is the governing body of your marriage and would keep it intact, which is kind of ridiculous to me.
That's an interesting leap.
To mitigate, by the way, you're at the mercy of the same criticism. You can't mitigate guys' girlfriends from fucking around on them any more than you could a person's wife. You can't mitigate them stepping out on them. You can't mitigate them treating them like shit. You can't do anything. At least I have.
You can't do that with the church either, but to pretend like you can is crazy.
A mitigation, you have nothing. You have nothing, just liberal degeneracy. Give me something you could do that would give any kind of fail-safe against this. One thing.
I don't know what communities you live in, but your church pastor is going to be very busy walking in all of these bedrooms, preventing divorce and enforcing women to sleep with their husbands. Now,
that's fair, because I said that same thing. I said that too. But the beginning is just like, he's just so quick. I don't know where you live. Just get to the point, bro.
A face that you have. Hold on one second.
But I agree. Like, that's why I say Andrew is acting like the church is governing these marriages, which is ridiculous.
Heard you. The first leap of faith is virgin. Okay, if we look at the stats.
Oh, God, he finna try to, most women aren't virgins. Who gives a fuck? The point is, Andrew is trying to say that you should try to make women be virgins. I don't necessarily agree with that, like, stay a virgin forever. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's his argument. And then just to say that most women aren't virgins, that's not the point. He wants people to advocate for women to be virgins, so engage with the argument.
Stats of how many women qualify
doesn't
as a
hinge on
virgin.
virginity.
You said
That's the
virginity. I'm just
baseline-
letting you know.
Oh my
You
God.
brought it up.
In
Now,
America?
in America, what women
Okay.
percentage qualify as virgins? All right, so you're gonna.
I'm sorry. We've been at this for a long time, y'all. We good. We did it. Coach Greg Adams was just really soft. Like, this was just embarrassing to me. It was just a poor showing of a debate.
What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli.
It was a poor showing of a debate. He's not engaging with Andrew's arguments, even though Andrew is not presenting the best arguments, because I disagree with both of them. I disagree with Coach Greg Adams because he's just not engaging with the debate, and I think he's wrong on the position. I disagree with Andrew because his prescriptions are fucking terrible for why people should get married. I think the argument of being married and not, I think there's better arguments for being married. I think there's better arguments for being married. If you want a family and a wife, if you want a life partner and kids, if you want kids and a life partner, the arguments are better for being married, in my opinion. Coach Greg Adams is refusing to engage with the fucking topic at all, even though Andrew isn't even presenting the good arguments. He didn't have none of the statistical arguments, which actually Michael Knowles had statistical arguments against Pearl when he debated Pearl about why the benefits of marriage or why men should be married. Pearl was just talking about divorce the whole fucking time. And Michael Knowles had the statistics on why being married is good, at the very least. So it was like, yes, this is why, if you want to be married, you should. But fucking Coach Greg Adams just didn't want to engage with it. That shit was annoying. God. I feel conservatives and Trumps have nearly destroyed our country on top of red pill mind melting your man. Play that Stevie Knight real quick. We need to liven up the mood real quick because that debate sucked the hell out of me. You're absolutely right, TJ. Y'all is killing me, man. I'm gonna let y'all listen to that shit real quick. This video is finna be a fucking intermission, bro. So
Address the
I'm gonna
white
play
shit.
that shit real quick. I'm finna get my drink, and we got one more video before we end it tonight. We got one more video. But TJ, I appreciate you saying that. It's a good segue. Lighten up the mood a little bit. The next video shouldn't be too deep either.
Shit, boy. Address the white zaddy shit, boy. Articulate that in a way where everybody will understand Charlie Kirk, my white zaddy. He won't. He won't.
White zaddy, my white zaddy. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? Why you gotta be a white zaddy? Kirk my daddy. I could care less.
Hold on. My bad.
Address the white shit, boy. Address the white zaddy shit, boy. Articulate that in a way where everybody will understand Charlie Kirk, my white zaddy. He won't. He won't.
White zaddy, my white zaddy. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? Why you gotta be a white zaddy? Kirk my daddy. I could care less. Yeah. This can get white zaddy. White zaddy. Yeah. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy. Why you gotta be a white zaddy?
Kirk my
I could care less. Yeah, it's giving game. White zaddy, my white zaddy. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? I gotta be a white zaddy. Yeah, Kirk my daddy. White zaddy, white zaddy. Why Charlie Kirk is my white zaddy? I gotta be a white zaddy.
You stupid.
checkmate, motherfucker. Next week, every Monday, bitches. Don't fucking play with me. Rest in peace. And the freedom. Checkmate, motherfucker.
Checkmate. Yeah, my favorite color is 5.
Oh God. It's just crazy that shit slapped that hard, man. Don't make no fucking sense. All right. Excuse me.
What's going on?
Preach is so charismatic when he dances. Yeah, that's like, as a dancer, Preach gets into character so well. Like, he really gets into character. Like, that them facial shit, that shit ain't, like, they'll call it gay. I already call it gay, but that's how you give a show as a dancer, them facial expressions. But so, like I said, TJ, I know you weren't here. Danielle, maybe Bendy. A lot of y'all knew. So I'm sure that I'm confident that a lot of people that watch me watch Machiavelli Mills. And I, as a fellow Chicagoan, I fuck with him. I fuck with his content. I think he's on point 99% of the time. I disagree with him. He was like, how can you think Eminem is a GOAT? He said, Eminem not a GOAT. I'm like, damn, bro. Come on. I want to talk to him one day about that if that could ever come to pass. But he makes a lot of pro-black content as well. And he made a video about Trap Lord Ross, the huge problem with Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists like him. If y'all don't know, Trap Lord Ross he's a YouTube journalist kind of guy. And he makes like documentaries, like almost like Hulu, Netflix level documentary on mainly drill artists in hip hop. And if y'all don't know, he made like the I think it was like a 4-hour King Von documentary. That shit probably got like 10 million views on YouTube at this point. I don't know, but it's a lot of fucking views. It's in the millions. And it was very, very good. It was thorough. It was to the point. And he has a bunch of videos. He got a lot of videos where he covers big artists, small artists, hoods in certain cities, certain states, gangs, gang culture, a lot of shit but usually it's revolved around artist and their city or their gang or their affiliations or whatever. And I guess Machiavelli Mills may disagree. He said the huge problem with Trap Lord Ross and other drill journalists like him. I want to hear his arguments because I feel like I may be on an island on my own where I disagree with a lot of people with these takes that if you're not, that people like Adam 22, Vlad TV, and I guess now Trap Lord Ross kind of feed off of the black community, black rap artists. They snitches. They work with the feds. I don't know if he's gonna say any of those arguments, but this is something that a lot of people say that are that don't like these type of people. I'm curious to see what he say, and maybe he'll change my mind. Maybe I'll still have my arguments, but I don't necessarily agree with that perspective. But I just want to hear, because I generally agree with him, and he usually makes good cases. So I want to hear what he has to say.
What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. So this morning we have to have a conversation about content creator Trap Lord Ross. Now, some of y'all sitting there wondering, who the hell is Trap Lord Ross? A lot of y'all are aware of who he is because he's a huge content creator. What does he do? He does documentaries, like video essays and documentaries on drill culture, right? Street culture.
Yeah, he ain't put Von's up. He should have put Von's up. Von's had the most fucking views, probably. I think that's his most viewed video. I think that shit probably had like 8 to 10 million views at this point, probably.
In black communities across America, right? Some are in like the UK as well, because Trap Lord Ross is a Harry Potter looking dude from the UK. But he rose
Yo, this picture funny as hell. Cause he do look like Harry Potter. Oh, fuck. I was wrong. So the King Von documentary has 16 million views, y'all. 3.5 hours. I'm telling y'all, if you interested in King Von, as somebody from Chicago, Trap Lord Ross hit this shit on the head. As somebody even from the UK. And that's why I don't have a problem with people like him, especially him in particular because of how he do his work. He did a great job. He did a great job. 3.5 hours, if you have it, if you want to break it up. 16 million views. It don't have that many views for no reason. This shit is good. It's the quality is immaculate. But look at his other views. 10 million on Jacksonville's deadliest gang war. No Limits, Chicago Deadly, no NLMB. No Limit Money Boys, 9.8 million views. Murder FBG Doug, 9.3. The Baby Shooting, 6.5. America's Most Wanted Gangsters, 5. Yeah, he does. He's very good at documentaries. Like, he's good as fuck. I won't surprise if he get hired for one on Netflix one day.
The prominence in covering drill rappers like King Von, Lil Durk, all of the Chicago street wars, G Herbo. Now, he's covered a lot of these individuals. He's covered, individuals like Yo Gotti and street wars in Memphis and street wars in Jacksonville, Florida. He's covered all of this stuff, and he covers it extensively.
Yeah.
Extensively, right?
Yeah.
And, originally, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When people were giving Trap Lord Ross pushback, I said, well, I never really watched his content like that, but I'm like, from what I saw, he was just documenting. He was documenting what was put out there by the drill rappers. He was documenting the stuff that happened, that took place on the internet, etc. Right? So I was like, I can't really be too mad at it because, the drill rappers, they're giving him, not ammunition, they're giving him material to make this type of content. At first, I said that. And I remember when he went on Mav Hoffa's podcast, My Expert Opinion, and Mecca was pissed at him. And he had I
didn't know he went on there.
Disdain for Trap Lord Ross in a way where Mecca is a cool, calm, and collected individual. That brother is cool, calm, and collected. He's very level-headed majority of the time. But I saw the way he was coming across the Trap Lord.
I don't know what he finna say, but a lot of these guys, they're like, Mecca is chill, but it's just, there's some people that just really don't like when white people get involved with black people shit. And I don't know what Machiavelli finna say, but I do think that there's something to be said that some black people, not even necessarily where you come from, you ain't even got to be a hood nigga, but it's just like, it's some black people that just have a problem with white people getting involved with black people business, and especially if they profit off of it. Cause Trap Lord Ross definitely made more probably off that King Von shit or all his shit put together than somebody like Academics. But Academics didn't approach the shit the same way he did. So in my opinion, Trap Lord Ross was way more respectful for how he covers hood rap shit, hood/rap shit in his work than Academics ever did. So there's something to be said about that. Academics didn't approach it the way Ross did. You know what I'm saying? So
Ross, he had a very angry disposition with him. And I say, you know what? Let me see what's to this, right? Let me see what's to this. And over the last year, I've ran across his content. Trap Lord Ross is a very weird individual.
Haven't watched his content thoroughly in a while, though. I binged him when I saw the King Von shit. I watched a lot of his other shit around it. And that was 2 years ago, and that's about when I watched it. Lately, I haven't watched a lot of it. Been too consumed with other types of content. So
I'm going to say it. I know people are not going to like this, but it is what it is. It has to be said. He's not weird because, he's covering these situations, these street wars. It's the way in which he covers it. He has a fascination with black dudes in the hood unaliving each other. Like, and not like he's just covering it. No. It's very strange because he contradicts himself a lot. In one breath, when he talks about these drill rappers and he talks about individuals like King Von, that's from my hometown, Chicago, Illinois, and I'm still in Chicago to this very day, right? When he covers King Von, in one breath, when he gets it seems like he's infatuated with Von when he's giving these documentaries, and he's in awe of Von, right? And I get it. Some people are infatuated with like these crime stories and all of that, and these stories that you can see on A&E, certain channels like that. But the way he talks about it, in certain ways, he's glamorizing a lot of the street war. Not certain ways, he is 100%, right? But then he'll get in an interview when he's in the hot seat, and people are saying it looks like you have an infatuation with young black men unaliving each other in the hood, and he'll talk about how he's against it and how King Von was not a good person.
I fuck with Machiavelli. I just if he ever sees this at some point, I want him, like, you should include the clips that you're referring to in this moment. I really need it. I'm not saying it don't exist. I just really need to know where you're coming from right now. I want to see I'm even guilty of this in some of my videos. Sometimes I can't obtain what I'm talking about because I don't have the time. I'm not saying he may not have the time either, But I try my best to, if I know I can obtain some footage to verify and clarify what I'm saying, I'll post it. But I wish he right now would post what he's talking about when Ross was doing what he's referring to.
Vaughn was doing some foul stuff. He called Vaughn, and I notoriously that video that he had calling King Von hip hop's first serial unaliver. Right? I can't say the K word, so I got to say unaliver.
What? You can't say that. I said. We'll see what happened. He posted this video and got 16 million views. I mean, you can say the shit. I don't know why he's saying he can't say it. You clearly can say it. It's in his title, his thumbnail. He said it in the video, and I know he got paid, so you can say it.
He talked about how it was what Vaughn was doing was heinous. The street wars he was engaged in and stuff that he was.
He did sound. If you watch it, he sounded like I don't know the proper word. Just engaged, like shocked and in awe of what was happening, but he didn't praise it.
Was alleged to have done to opposition and all of that, and him shooting at people and allegedly unaliving people. It was heinous and it was despicable. He'll say these type of things, right? And which it was.
He'll only say it when he's confronted about glamorizing drill culture interviews. No, he did say it in that specific documentary. Now, another content I don't know, but he didn't say it like it was cool in that documentary.
Like, I'm not in no way, shape, or form or fashion am I letting the drill rappers off of the hook for things that played out in the street, whether they were shooting at people, whether they unalive people, or whether they engaged in music or created music where they were dissing dead men. You know, I don't agree with any of that, and I think it's foul. But Trap Lord Ross will get in an interview and say it's foul, and he'll condemn King Von, but he also has a tattoo of King Von with skulls in the background representing the people that King Von allegedly unalived.
Okay, that's weird. If that's real, it looked fake. I don't know for 100%. That looks fake to me. It could be real. I need to look that up. But that's weird. But he also said King Von's one of his favorite rappers. But that's fucking weird. Does Trap Lord Ross have a King Von tattoo? Oh, okay. Okay. I have to watch this. He has a video about it. I have to watch this. Because that's fucking weird.
So look, somebody in the chat is kind of accusing me, saying how weird it is for me to have a tattoo of King Von on my leg. The infamous tattoo, all right? Okay. It's still there. People are saying it's fake. It is a real tattoo. I was the first person to get it. There were a lot of weird comments. People saying like, oh, you saw somebody else get the tattoo on Reddit and you faked got it, or you went and got it. No, it was me. I bamboozled you. Okay. I anonymously posted a picture of it because I knew you would be feeling it. All right. And it is what it is. But people saying they want to see it. You've seen it. I've just shown you it. I'm not trying to stand on the table. I nearly broke my table when I did the reveal. But it's there. Right. It's here. So I went and did another talk in a prison the other day, and I swear down, I had the inmates, I had the offenders, that's what they told me to call them. The offenders saying, come on, is the Von tattoo real? Let's see the Von tattoo, all right? I pulled up in prison, HMP Maidstone, all right? And they were, the gang members were asking to see the Von tattoo, right? Now, I'm as baffled as how crazy my life has become as you are. But look, I was in jail, in Penn, on the wing, with the members, and they were
He was in jail? For what?
asking to see the Von tattoo, okay? So that's how it is for me, out on these streets. The reason for the Von tattoo...
maybe he's just being funny.
Isn't because I'm trying to, like, memorialize serial killers or that I respect the bad things that Von did. But, like, Von... Look, Von, he's been one of the most infamous and impactful artists, I would say, in this generation of Chicago drill. He's honestly had Von and the culture and everything around Von. I'll keep it real with you guys. Von changed my life. Pause. Okay, even before the documentary, like the early documentaries that I did on Von, all of the stuff that was around Von and the Von energy, like even when Von was alive and I was doing videos on him and they were trying to strike my channel, like I had this intrinsic connection to Von. You know, he was tweeting about me and Trap Geek, talking about don't listen to what them white folks on Instagram on YouTube be saying about.
This is weird. This is weird.
About me. I'm a nice guy. But look, when I dropped that Von documentary, man, that shit changed my life. I've been studying...
Do you feel like you owe him something because that documentary went so crazy? Like it's his most viewed video. So do you feel like, do you owe him something? Like, and even if that's the case, you got the skulls behind his face.
Von. I'm a huge fan of Von's music, bro. You want to know something weird?
And he did, but while he was making in the video, he was stating how much he's a big Von fan. He said making that documentary, he's listened to every single song that King Von ever made, period, that he had access to, of course. He said every single King Von song he's made, he's listened to while he was making that documentary. So now I'm wondering if this is now some type of weird infatuation that he has with Von.
Even share this. But when I got the Von tattoo, right,
Especially because it probably skyrocketed his YouTube career, his money.
when I got in the chair, once the needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? Okay? Once the needle touched my flesh, I threw on, let me have a look. I threw on Spotify, I typed in King Von, okay? I shit you not.
This is getting fucking weird, bro.
Needle touched my flesh, gang, all right? They started, this is going to be a long pause, but they started putting Von on me. Von in me, pause.
Nigga, you gay.
Bro, you made your point clear with the first time when you said when the needle touched my skin. They put Von on me and Von in me, bro. You tweaking, bro. See, this is why I say I'm going to listen to niggas that I generally agree with. I don't know where this is going, but I'm starting to side with Machiavelli, and I fuck with Trap Lord Ross. But he might have a case because this is fucking weird.
Put on Grandson Volume 1, okay? First Von album.
Why are you getting a tattoo of King Von, and you like, let me put on Von because I'm getting a tattoo of Von? Now, it don't feel like a weird obsession.
Listen to that whole shit. Then I put on LeVon James, still getting tatted. Listen to the whole thing, right? Welcome to O-Block. Listen to the whole thing, bro. I was in the chair with the AirPods in. I took in every Von song while I got the Von tattoo. I think I'm twisted, gang.
I don't know if he can wrap this up nicely. I'm gonna hear him out.
So, what it means to be king. Threw that on next. Now the tattoo took 4 hours, and there was probably a touch over 4 hours worth. So Grandson I put on. I kept listening to it in the car, and literally, I shit you not, it was cosmic. All right. To be fair, what's this song? I don't remember this family dedication, but basically, When I Die, that's the real final song of the album. Don't let them goofies touch my casket. When I die, that song literally ended as I got into my driveway after getting the tattoo, bro. It was cosmic, okay? So look, I am a massive Von fan. I don't condone his actions in these streets, all right? I was an FBG Duck fan too. But I've got this intrinsic connection to Von. So that's why I got the Von tattoo, man. Von changed my life. I love Von's music. I listen to Von every day. I know that's a bit weird, but like I'm such a fan of the music. I got a Von track on every playlist. Like every playlist has got a bit.
See, if this just boils down to I'm a Von fan, I get it, but the skulls is what's really upsetting to me. To be honest, I contemplated getting a Michael Jackson tattoo at a point. You know what I'm saying? Like I contemplated that. So it's just I'm not against getting a tattoo as a fan of an artist, but it's just the combination of what he did. Excuse me. It sounds like you feel like you owe him something because he skyrocketed your career. Because you was like, how much work I put into it, and they was trying to demonetize it and blah, blah, blah. And then the skulls, it's different if you got Von and just Von. The skulls behind him does feel like it's speaking to the people that he allegedly killed. And that's what it feels like. So, and I think that's where my biggest problem lies. I don't even think the Von tattoo in and of itself is a problem for me, because if you really want to be a journalist or, do film and documentaries, and King Von is the catalyst to your career taking off, I'm not mad at you paying homage to whatever made your career skyrocket. But the skulls, I'm like, are you glorifying the fact that he has bodies on him? That's crazy to me.
A Von tucked away in a little corner. So, anytime I'm in the car and I'm on shuffle and a Von song comes on, that's not getting skipped. I'm a fan of the music. Like, I've even had people in the comments talking about, oh, this guy probably can't even name 5 King Von songs. Like, you dumb. You goofy.
No, yeah.
I'm a super fan.
I believe he's a King Von fan. I believe him. I believe he's a hip-hop fan. I do believe he's a true hip-hop fan.
And in a way, the tattoo is kind of a signal to the wider world of how serious I am about this stuff. Like, I fuck with Von. Like, I know I called him a serial killer, but bro was eating cereal talking about killings. And a series of people were killed. So...
Yeah,
this is
bro.
Right.
This is weird. This is fucking weird. Like, and I went into this thinking I wasn't gonna agree with Machiavelli, but this is fucking weird. This is fucking weird. I don't like this. This is weird.
And I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of the culture. I'm a fan of the history.
This is weird.
King Von might be the most impactful Chicago rapper ever.
This is fucking weird.
In
This
terms
is fucking
of
weird.
Culture, in terms of like the culture of the streets and the youth and the next generation.
No, I don't care, bro. All that is fine. King Von is a different type of beast when it comes to drill, but this is fucking weird. This is fucking. I'm getting uncomfortable. He's not saying anything to change the narrative around the fucking tattoo. I wonder what the comments say.
I think Von convinced more people to slide than Kanye convinced young people in Chicago to design fashion or to make music. Next generation. I think Von convinced more people to slide than Kanye convinced young people in Chicago to design fashion.
Does that mean it's a good thing? Like, yes, Von is different when it comes to drill rap, but what the fuck? See, the top comment. This man made a whole 3-hour documentary calling King Von a serial killer and saying how wrong it is for motherfuckers to look up to him just to get bro tat on his leg. I'm not memorializing him for being a serial killer. You tattooed 7 skulls behind him. Von would have said he a goofy for that. Why the 7 skulls, bro? That's a little weird. He killed those people. Right. Are you pregnant yet? It's crazy. That's the skulls is the problem. It's not the tattoo. He wants to be on black to roll so bad. This man is literally sickly obsessed with King Von. The argument that you're not glorifying this life just goes out the window. You don't tattoo him smiling in the studio or on stage, but with his murder victims. If you love the guy, that's fine, but don't be a hypocrite. Yes, I would assume Von would think this is weird too. Getting a serial killer tattoo on you is crazy. Homosexuals get tattoo of his crush while listening to his whole discography. Probably agree. The fact that you keep saying gang is low-key pissing me off. Maybe you should go slide for Von. I don't even think Muwap Muwap got a Von tattoo. And I just lost all respect for you. This, along with you making a joke of that guy kidnapping, torturing that girl for years. I love your docs, but man, you need a reality check. This is some Lil Mabu shit. Get a duck tattoo on the other leg then, bro. Now I know why people call you weird. Wow, this is incredibly weird. Yeah, the comments is like, no. I know I'm not tripping now because I'm like, dog, like this is weird.
Music. You know what I mean? I think Von inspired people, and in a very negative way, if I'm honest with you, on a different level than Ye.
And I want to hear him out to see if he comes out at the end with something that a revelation. Albert, I don't think he's trolling because this was his opportunity to clear up whatever people was thinking about him getting the tattoo, but he's not. All he's saying is, I'm obsessed with Von, so I got a tattoo. But not only did I get a tattoo, I put skulls behind him, which signify the alleged people he killed.
Or anyone like that, all right?
This is fucking crazy.
People saying it got me talking, but it's true. You know, I'm a huge fan of Von. Like that's the crazy thing. People want to sort of say like, "Oh, it's weird," but bro, I'll keep it real with you. I used to have this shitty tattoo of like 2 crosses. It was my 20th birthday.
Leo, that I get, but that's a real troll though. You know, like that's a real troll. Ross, I think this is serious.
Tattoo it was 2 X's, like Roman numerals, kind of shit. I wanted anything, and I hated it. For 10 years of my life, I hated that tattoo. Always wanted it to get covered over.
Wait,
okay, it was kind of shit. I'll keep it real with you. I used to have this shitty tattoo of like 2 crosses. It was my 20th birthday. I got my first tattoo. It was 2 X's, like Roman numerals, kind of shit. I wanted anything. And I hated it. For 10 years of my life, I hated that tattoo. Always wanted it to get covered over. Okay. And, you know, did the deed, did the thing. Okay. Sorted it out. Got the Von tattoo put over it. And,
so that don't excuse you. Could have got anything put over it. You could have got Von put it over it, but I'm not mad at him getting a King Von tattoo. I'm mad at the skulls. I'm really upset about the skulls. That's the part that's bothering me right now because you claim you don't want to glorify the people the fact that he was allegedly killing people, and if he did, it's the hypocrisy. Like I said, I listen to King Von. I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't listen to him. He's allegedly killed these people. It's never been proven. I strongly do believe that he killed some people, but I know I listen to other rappers that might have potentially shot or killed other people as well. And just because you shoot somebody and they don't die, because when you shoot them, you probably can expect them to possibly die. But you probably shot people. You might have got away with it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like gang niggas that didn't come from the hood, niggas that came from the hood might not have shot somebody. I can't pretend that didn't happen. But there's a different level of you even believe he killed these people, and you get a tattoo of him with the people he allegedly killed behind him and in remembrance of him. You could have remembered him as an artist, but you remembered him for killing people. That's problematic for me.
You know, I love the tattoo now. Honestly, I love the Von tattoo, man. Whenever I see it, I'm gassed. Because I think it's a fire tattoo. I think it's a sick tat. If I saw someone else with it, I'd be gassed. I'd be like, damn, that's sick.
I'm sorry. I don't think he's going to say anything to change the narrative at this point.
So wait a minute. Okay, you make the documentary, you seem infatuated with Von's lifestyle, but then when you get put in the hot seat and they ask, hey, why does it seem like you're glamorizing this? And then you say, I'm against it, I think it's bad, I think it's wrong, but then you have a tattoo of King Von with skulls in the background representing the people he allegedly unalived. You see how it's very contradictory. He's contradicting.
Keep in mind, y'all, I went into this thinking I probably wasn't going to agree with Machiavelli, but I didn't know about this fucking tattoo. I didn't know about that shit.
himself. I'm sorry for stuttering, right? So it's very like, yo, what are you doing? And then I noticed this. When he talks about these drill rappers, in one breath, he'll seem like he's in all of them, but then he'll say condescending things about them, right? He'll say slick remarks. And in so many words, like he might insinuate them being stupid and dumb. Now, again, I think a lot
I
of
do wish Machiavelli posted what he talking about. I would love to see it.
the street stuff is silly and stupid. And some may say I'm contradicting myself with it.
Because if he's not gonna show it now, I would at least love for him to have like old videos to reference, maybe. Because typically when I don't post something in the video that I'm referencing, most times I'll have something in the past of my catalog that you could go back and look at in reference to what I'm talking about. If I don't post it right then and there.
But Ross will say things like he'll create the content about them and then say off-putting things about them, like he's taking jabs at them as if he's their opposition in a way, like saying slick remarks that their opposition would probably say about them. You know, that's what Trap Lord Ross would do. Trap Lord Ross, he'll have an infatuation with their lifestyle, and then in the same breath, he'll say some off-putting comments about them, like he's taking a jab at them. So it's like, what are you doing? Still, he'll take a jab at them as if he's like their opposition. It's like, no, like Ross, Trap Lord Ross. I hope I wouldn't call him Bond. Like Trap Lord Ross, no, that's not you. Why are you? You know, because the moment he'll take a jab at some of these individuals, and some of these individuals are deceased, and some of them are living, right? Or even if they're deceased, these people that are deceased, they have family members, friends, and cousins. And if they see Trap Lord Ross outside, he'll be like, "Hey, don't say don't say anything to me. I'm just a journalist. Why are you getting mad at the journalist? They put this out here." No. He's not simply a journalist. Okay, I went to school for journalism. I got a bachelor's and a master's degree in communication, based in journalism, broadcast, print journalism, public relations, etc. That's what my degrees are in. Journalists don't make a mockery of people's deaths. And that is what Trap Lord Ross does. Trap Lord Ross treats these men unaliving each other, and again, it's heinous and it's foul. And I'm not letting these black men off the hook for unaliving other black men when they engage in this street.
The point ain't about what black men do or the killers. It's about what the fuck Trap Lord Ross did.
Warfare. It's terrible, it's despicable, and I will always speak against it. I will always speak against.
Hey, Leo, anybody, TJ, anybody, Albert, anybody here? Like, I don't need you to, you don't have to send me a super chat, but is the function working? Because I'm wondering if the Michael Jackson shit demonetized this. Is the super chat function working? I'm not asking anybody to send one. Just tell me if it works.
Gang violence as well, for sure. And I'm from a city where gang life is prominent. It's always been embedded in Chicago, so I will speak against it. But it's like, bro, like you'll talk crazy about these individuals, and you'll poke a little jazz at them at times while being infatuated with them. And then when they see you, and if some of these people see you, then you're like, I'm just a journalist. No, you're making a mockery of these deaths, as if it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z. To Trap Lord Ross, these black men unaliving each other in different neighborhoods across America, it's like an episode of Dragon Ball Z to him.
What's good, man?
An episode of Dragon Ball Z in which he's able to monetize and get bread off of. He gets money off of this. Now, again, are the documentaries well researched and well put together? Yes. These documentaries he puts out on YouTube, yes, they are. And he does the editing and all of that, and he puts in the work to do that, yes. But something in my spirit, something feels terrible. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with me that this young Harry Potter looking dude is out here in one breath.
Keep posting these. The fact that he legit got the Harry Potter glasses makes it even funnier. It's not just glasses. It's literally the circular glasses that nobody wears.
You getting money,
but Harry Potter
off of these documentaries, but you're glamorizing the lifestyle with your commentary for real. And when you listen to how he commentates, he doesn't speak about it like, oh my God, this is horrible, this is horrific. He's like, he has an infatuation with it.
I do. It's a fair balance. It's like he said that he's in awe, but it is also I don't feel like he's glamorizing it. But now the tattoo shit, he probably masking how much he like fucking fantasizes about it at this point, because this shit is disturbing. And I'm glad I watched it and listened to and heard him out, because I thought I thought he was gonna give the same argument about most people, like, oh, he's a white guy just observing the hood stuff and profiting. No, this actually is strange to me, and I agree. I don't agree with the argument of just because you're white, just because you're an observer, that you cannot document things if you are a journalist. Because a journalist can't necessarily be, what the fuck was that book? I forgot the name of that damn book. He was in Cabrini Green in Chicago and everything. It was a book I read in college about this guy that he was trying to get information on what it was like to live in the hood in Chicago and shit. And he ended up intertwined in the shit just because his method acting got way too involved and he got involved in the street life as trying to do research on what it's like to be there, but he got entangled in real life. I forgot the name of that damn book I read. I'm a sociology major, and I forgot the name of the book. But regardless, I'm not opposed to people doing journalism on environments they have no involvement in, especially because he does seem to have a genuine love for the art. But this shit, the tattoo, the way he didn't even explain it away in a good way. No, I'm not rocking with it. I'm not rocking with it at all.
And when they ask you about it, you say you're against it, but then you get tattoos of King Von with skulls all around it, representing the people.
That's not the name. PTJ, if you name it a book, that's not it. I forgot
Allegedly
the name.
alive. Like, what are you doing? You know, something that's very off-putting to me about a white dude from London, from the UK. I don't know if he's from London, from the UK, talking about black death and black men unaliving each other as if it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And yes, it's off-putting, and it's very, because I know people are going to say, are you just as mad at the black men for unaliving each other? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. As a young man from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, I lived all my life in the hoods of Chicago, right? As a young man and went to college and educated myself and enlightened myself and all of that, yes, I want my brothers to stop harming each other out here, to love on one another, so we can come together as a community, as one big community, and help each other rise to a state of prominence. I want all of us to come together and be prosperous, and we can stop the bullshit in the street. Yes, so I am equally as mad at the young black men who are unaliving each other in these street wars. Yes, but for him, it's like a game to him, you know. And I say that, just peep this. So Trap Lord Ross, he's covering, if y'all know Gilly the Kid, Gilly the King, goes by both of these things. Gilly from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with his cousin Wallow. Gilly's son, Cheese, had his life taken from him in Philadelphia. The young man who took Gilly's son's life was a guy that went by the name The Joker. Now, this is a kid that has basketball talent, was a school kid and all of that, but he was also engaged in street warfare. And he went by the name The Joker. He was rapping and stuff, and rapping street stuff, and he took the son of Gilly, he took Gilly's son's life. He took Cheese's life. When Trap Lord Ross is covering this situation about the Joker and Gilly's son, Trap Lord Ross dresses up like the Joker to do the video. He dresses up, when he talks about Gilly's son being unalive, he dresses up like a Joker to represent the man who unalived Gilly's son. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, Trap Lord Ross? What are you doing? That's where it's like, oh, this is blatantly a mockery. Because what game are you playing out here? It's silly. Like, what are you doing? Right? Same thing when he talks about Big U. Big U got locked up, facing all this stuff. The man gets on his video and wears a San Diego Chargers jersey. Big U's son plays for the LA Chargers. Now, it's not San Diego. Big U's son plays for the LA Chargers, right? He wears a LA Chargers jersey and he wears a Seattle Mariners cap. Now, anybody that's from LA and California, from what I understand, the Seattle Mariners cap is a cap that the 60s Crips, the 60s wear that hat. That's a hat that represents them. Trap Lord Ross puts on the Seattle Mariners cap with the Chargers jersey. It's like, are you antagonizing Big U with this? Are you trying to, like, what are you doing? It's very antagonistic.
That's not by mistake. That's not by mistake whatsoever.
His approach to journalism is very antagonistic. Because, like, why the hell would you dress up as the Joker to represent the dude that unalived Gilly's son when you're talking about the situation? And I know he was talking about the dude himself, but it just seems it's very off-putting.
Honestly, PTJ, I think in my personal opinion, I think academics is worse because academics doesn't take this shit serious. Trap Lord Ross takes it serious, but it also does seem like at this point he does have a strange infatuation with the culture. It seems like a weird infatuation and obsession with the culture, but he takes it serious, which, you know, you could argue if that's a good or bad thing in regards to the circumstances, but academics don't take the shit serious.
And it's very disrespectful, it's denigrating, it's very distasteful. That's the adjective that I really want to associate with that content like that. You know, so I find myself thinking, what is it like? Yeah, you're not doing this to spread awareness. You find this very entertaining. It makes you a lot of money. And again, I will never sit on here and act like I don't want money off from YouTube. I do too. All of us that make content, well, majority, all of us are in it to make money, right? I want to be able to do YouTube content creation full time, to give commentary and speak to y'all on a regular basis and do this full time as my job without working a real job. I always am honest with y'all about that. But there's a certain integrity that I will have in making the content that I make, right? There's a certain thing that I won't make a mockery of people's death. I won't, like, you know, play games and like antagonistic games, you know, with people, and I'm not engaged in street warfare. It's like, what am I doing? You know, I would never dress up as the Joker and talk about Gilly's son being unalived, and the dude that unalived Gilly's son, he went by the name of the Joker, so I'm going to dress up like the Joker on my video. Like, that stuff like that is like, you don't care. You don't have empathy in the stuff that you're doing, Trap Lord Ross. He's not empathetic to none of this. He doesn't care. These people are not from his community. They're not from his walk of life. These are not people in his everyday viewing. He don't got to see these people. He don't got to live amongst these. He don't have to live amongst these young black men. He don't got to interact with them for real. He only got to see them. Maybe he run into them when he do these little press runs. And these are not people in his everyday viewing. Like, so he doesn't care. He does not come from this type of environment. So him, he's talking about this shit recklessly and yeah, in a mocking, like he's in a way where he's mocking these deaths. You know, how can you in one breath say King Von lived a heinous lifestyle, but you got a tattoo of Von with skulls around it in the background, and skulls in the background of the image of King Von to represent the bodies he has.
Yeah,
and just watch how he talks about the bodies that people have with a certain amount of glee. It's weird. It's very, very weird. And so now I understood exactly why Mecca, from my expert opinion, with Math Hoffa Show, why he was so mad at Trap Lord Ross. When I started diving into the type of commentary that he does, the things that like the content that he makes, it made perfect sense why Mecca was pissed off. You know, you'll cover this stuff, these crimes, you'll cover these street wars, and you'll do it with no empathy at all. And I'm not even talking empathy for the dudes who doing it, the dudes who are losing their life. And because some of them, you know, some people are like, oh, some of these dudes deserve it. They both.
He does the commentary, no regard to human life.
Wilding. But it's just a certain way that he does it.
That's what his text said for those that's watching and not listening. I mean, listening, not watching this, and not watching and listening and not watching.
He'll cover these deaths like it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z, but then he'll antagonize these people as he'll throw jabs in as if he like, you're not the opposition. Why are you throwing little jabs in that their opposition would say? Oh, this person, he ain't really like that. He ain't got no bodies. He ain't really like that. He has no bodies in the streets. He has no bodies out here. He has no bodies out here. Like, what the fuck?
He do talk like that. He do talk like that. But he does only talk like that about people that pretend like they do live that type of life. Is it slight difference?
You were against this type of behavior. But then
I think I'm against anybody pretending to live a life that they don't live. That's the like, don't pretend like you do. If you ain't got no bodies, you ain't got no bodies. It's not nothing to be ashamed of, but don't pretend like you do when you don't. Because if your whole persona is built off of you being a street nigga and you ain't a street nigga, don't act like you a street nigga. Like that, then yeah, you deserve to be called out. Now nobody should have bodies. We don't want nobody to have bodies. But damn, you gonna pretend like you do? That's fucked up. Yeah, you gotta be called out for pretending like you got bodies and you don't.
You're downplaying a person for not having no bodies. He ain't tough as he ain't got no body. Like what? Ross, you live in the UK.
You shouldn't be lying on killing people. That's just as it's not just as bad as actually killing people. But it's fucking terrible. It's fucking terrible.
You know, I don't know, man. I guess I feel a way because
it's Chicago.
I'm against the street wars that happen in my city of Chicago.
Yeah.
But because these are people like I grew up
I get it.
amongst a lot of these people, right? I used
nigga, if you didn't know Vaughn, you knew a nigga that knew Vaughn if you from Chicago.
Like I lived in a lot of these neighborhoods where a lot of this stuff be going down at. I went to school with some of these individuals. Yep. And yeah, I don't have personal relationships with these real rappers at all. But it's like, this is my community. Yep. And so when I see a person, you can cover it. I have no problem with him covering the news at all. But when you're doing it with no empathy, when you're acting like these deaths is not shit to you, but it's just entertainment, you know what I'm saying? That's what's like, yo, and I would have the same.
What's that? Diddy, 50, Vaughn, Dirt. I don't know who that is. And Pop Smoke. It's all entertainment and money for Trap Lord Ross.
Anger and aggression with people who are taking each other's lives. I've spoken out against gang violence on my channel several times in several videos. And again, Chicago has been operating. Gang culture has been all through Chicago since forever, right? But I'm a man who never joined a gang, even though I had family members around me that got gang affiliations, uncles, etc. But I've always spoken against it. Yeah. You know, and I always spoke to my little cousins that they didn't have to do that. That you can still be cool and go to school, and the girls like you and all of that. You be a cool dude. Just be cool, fly, be on your books, you know, and still be a cool dude. I always preach that, you know. But it's something about it with him, in a way it's like he's making a mockery of these deaths. And these are people like this is the communities in which I've lived. You know, some of these people who have died are relatives of some of my friends. So yeah, I'm going to condemn the gang members for doing it. And I'm going to call them. I'm going to call it. I'm tell them that it's wrong for them to do that. It's terrible the way that they live in and stuff that they in the songs talking about dead people. I'm going to call them out as well. But I'm also going to call out Trap Lord Ross for talking about this like it's one big game to him, dressing up as like these characters, like, you know, like you're dressing up as the Joker to represent the dude that unalived Gilly's son, like it's a game or something. Like to me, that type of stuff is just like it's wild to me.
No, I do. I think he explained it earlier. I might have missed it if that was like Halloween or he was trying to antagonize.
It's very hypocritical
I think I might have missed his explanation because I was looking up some shit.
You talk and the way he talks about these the black men unaliving each other is not. He don't have just a journalistic type vibe about it. It's like he gets a hard on for this a little. Like it feels like that, you know. And then when I see him take these antagonistic jabs at these people at times, and when he does it when he's talking to other rappers, and when he's talking about the people that they're into it with, like he's talking about Lil Durk with 6ix9ine in them, he'll throw little jabs in at Durk, you know. And it's like, bruh. You've made all this money off of him, but then you won't say that to him or when he's around. And you will throw little jabs in as if you're one of his opposition. Like, no, if 6ix9ine is in trouble with him, let him say that. It's just certain little jabs he was throwing, certain little, and it's not like he won't say F them, tell him, he won't say nothing really, really crazy. But if you read between the lines, I read between the lines. You know what I'm saying? He'll take jabs at them. It's like, yo, he's talking slick about these dudes. Like, Trap Lord Ross is throwing slick shots at these rappers. When he gets around.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think that shit fool as hell. Like, I thought that I really went into this thinking like he was gonna come with the same arguments that everybody else came with. Glad I watched it. He didn't. He brought me some information I was not privy to, and that's fucking weird. I was one of the people that was like, I fuck with Trap Lord Ross. I think he's just a journalist. Ooh. That tattoo is fucking too much for me. That's too, not the King Von, the skulls. The skulls is way, it was unnecessary. You could have gotten that exact same tattoo, sans skulls, and you would have been good, and probably nobody would question you too much. But you like, I wanted King Von and the bodies that he allegedly are responsible for as a tattoo. Just could have been King Von because you claim to be a big fan. You're a fan of his music. You shouldn't be a fan of the people you shouldn't be a fan of the fact that he allegedly has killed 7 people. You shouldn't be a fan of that. You can be a fan of his music. I'm a fan of R. Kelly music. I'm not a fan of his fucking lifestyle. You could have easily separated the two. So I ain't getting no R. Kelly tattoo, but regardless, you could be a fan of somebody's art and not their life that they live. And especially in your position as a journalist, and he might have skyrocketed your career to another level. It's like you could get it. Even if you may not agree, you understand it. That shit weird. That shit weird. That gave me a whole new perspective of how to look at Trap Lord Ross. That shit is fucking weird. But we did it, y'all. We made it to the end of the stream. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all for whether you was here at the beginning, middle, or end, all the way through. All love. You made it here while you could, because I know everybody has lives and they're filled with everything besides watching my stream. So if you fit me into your life, into your day, into your night, I truly appreciate it because I fully understand it as a consumer of YouTube and a person that has a life and a family. I appreciate y'all giving me your time, man. It's a great feeling to know that I can hold a lot of y'all attention for this extended period of time and that y'all support my channel, whether it be through your time, your money, especially with money these days. Y'all already know what that's doing. I can't express how much I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I made it to 6,000 subs. I'm really elated. Feels good. I appreciate y'all support, man. If y'all know people that could enjoy the content as well, just share it with them. Hopefully I make them feel better about their day-to-day. You know, they could join a community that sympathizes with them in their everyday thoughts, struggles, whatever it may be. So if you made it to this point stream, man, make sure you leave a like, comment, sub. If not one, then all 3. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next one. Peace.